What's up, everybody, and welcome to Urban Absurdity. I'm your host, OG Ron.
And I'm Bionica Brown.
And today we have a special guest, Bobby J.
Hey!
It was hard to get this dude, too, man. These people would never call me back.
Oh, man, come on now.
Oh, man.
I'm here, though. What's happening?
He's finally here on this strange holiday, Easter / April Fool's Day / snowstorm in the spring.
Very odd. Very odd.
Very odd day, and my credit score went up 1 point. That was
Yay!
That was odd, though. It never just goes up one. What the fuck?
At least it went up and not down.
All right. I'll take that.
God,
1 point is
wait.
good. Hey, I'm greedy. I want more. I want double figure jumps.
Give him an inch.
No, don't give it. Don't say inch because we're supposed to get 3 inches tonight. I'm glad y'all made it here safe. I called both of y'all while I hit both of y'all like, hey, slow down. Because I seen an 18-car pileup on the highway today. Well, actually, one car hit like one of those trucks that was carrying like hella cars. So it just look. I just counted the cars and it was like a 10-car pileup.
Not that you counted the cars.
Yeah, you got to count them to see how many in the pileup. You never understood that. Like people say, it was a 15-car pileup. You ride by and it's only like 2 or 3 cars. Like
So you wanted to count to make sure.
I counted. It was
Man,
10.
I seen on Independence Avenue, it was like a wreck, and it was like 15 people out there in the street. One car, they was all Mexican.
They all jumped out with their insurance papers.
They had one car, but they be riding deep.
But that's good.
Car
'cause
got 6 titles to it.
that keeps the car down. You know, since it's sleeting outside, you don't need sandbags.
weight.
You know what I mean? I want Ron to understand my dedication because it is sleeting outside. Mm-hmm. And I came from Missouri to Kansas. Normally, I call into work.
Ain't nobody tell you to move over there.
We risk our life twice. First off in the weather, then coming over to the dot. That's two.
Oh,
That's 2 death wishes.
it's safe over here. I'm like 10 minutes away from like the greatest show on earth, The Legend.
I was gonna say, the legend.
Right.
Well, Bobby J, I'm from here, so
Me too. I was born I'm a Bethany baby. I was born over in Kansas.
I'm
lived
sorry
over
to
here.
hear that.
Damn, a Bethany baby.
Yeah, I'm an OG right now.
You made it past
Listen,
21.
Yeah,
Wow, look, we got a survivor, y'all.
I'm here.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
Kansas, man. I represent Kansas. People, that's what people don't know. I made fun of Kansas, but people was like, "Oh, you hating?" But dude,
oh
I
yeah,
lived
you
over
hurt
there half
us,
my
bro. You be
life.
putting the hurting on us.
Man, look, anybody can get it, man. People know that. My grandma can get it. So
You know
why am I
what?
gonna-
Not Grams. Not Graham.
She can get it too.
Yeah, those KC versus Missouri, Kansas versus Missouri battles are funny as shit, but I kind of stayed out of them now. People be hitting with low blows now.
Yeah, they take it too serious. Then you get the people be like, "Y'all need to stop all this. We all homies," you know what I'm saying? But we hit each other hard because we know each other, or we in the same circle somewhat. So when people see that, they don't get it. So when we was doing it last year, and I just started seeing them come up on the memory. So it was like a year ago, and I was just hitting because it's like take sides. I could have took Kansas side, I could have took Missouri, but I kept getting pulled into it because I was just sitting out like you, bro. I wasn't saying nothing. I'm like, all right, one more time, and then I just start hitting them, man. I'm like, all right. So it was it was fun, but you get those comments where people thinking like we really about to square up and fight. It ain't
Yeah,
like that.
Like for me, I do think it's like taken way too seriously because of the jokes I put up. Like I try to put a little funny spin to it, but they think like I'm really like on the way to Missouri to find a nigga. Like, no, it was just a joke. Can I participate? When I participate, they think it's serious now. Ryan got it. No,
but you sit out though. You chill. So if you jump in, everybody like, hold up, what's going on? So yeah.
Here come Mr. Beef. Oh man. All right, our first topic. I'm gonna bring this one up because I think it was funny. Only because of the man's history. All right, Chris Brown was spotted. TMZ cameras caught Chris Brown outside of a rented mansion in Miami this week. And he had his hands around a woman's neck. And, of course, both of them came out and said, okay, it was just horseplay. We were playing around. But if I was Chris Brown, I would not touch a woman's neck outside anymore, like, ever. I mean, because you stereotyped already. They think you're beating women. So now they said that the choke artist is back.
Not the choke artist.
The choke artist. I didn't even think he choked Rihanna, but I have read it was a headline that said the choke artist is back. Like,
wow. So hold up. So TMZ caught him with his hands around the girl. I didn't hear about this. So.
Oh, you didn't see the picture? Okay, they published a photo. So Chris Brown, it was like 3 ladies in. One was sitting down, like not even, like she didn't even know what was going on. Another lady almost kind of looks like she was trying to pull his hands off her neck.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And then the girl was just like had a look on her face like she was being choked. It didn't look like there was no smile. It was just hands around the neck.
Yeah.
But they said what they didn't show afterwards was that she was smiling and she was laughing like at the party and everything.
So they TMZ had the video rolling. I've seen TMZ in action before. So they had the video rolling, and then they tracked the frames, and then they stopped it right there where it looked like it was a perfect choke.
Yeah, because they didn't show anything else, and they were like, "No, there's other pictures." Now I haven't seen these other pictures of her smiling. However,
well, TMZ keeps it rolling, so they do have cameras, but TMZ rolls video. That's where the because you will miss much. You'll miss a lot of stuff if you just stuck with cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's look at.
Okay, here's
that. Oh shoot, that's a bad look.
I was about to say it kind of looks bad.
I would hope that's a stage play or something, but that's so he out in Miami.
Out in Miami chilling.
Set the scene.
Man, look, I can't even, bro. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad
right now, and especially the court of public opinion, man, and social media.
Exactly,
it's a done deal. But the thing is, people are getting hip to how media is. TMZ is a very, very big conglomerate, but at the same time, people don't really just take everything. Now, people do, but when the truth come out, they don't clear it up. So that's the one problem with situations like this. So, yeah, they not going to be like, let's let Chris Brown come on and talk, or the girls. That's news. They just want to leave it like that.
Exactly. They want the big story first.
Because that would challenge their credibility as a news station. So that's a bad look on TMZ, to be honest, because of that. You know what I'm saying? So if they go back but they're not like a Daily Herald or the New York Times where they would make omissions and put it and publish it like, please correct us on this or whatever. They're just a tabloid. So
they didn't want to throw a disclaimer in there. We don't know if he was choking her, but you judge for yourself.
Did they use allegedly?
I don't think so.
No, they just said Chris Brown caught choking
choking
out, not just choking her out.
Choking out.
Yeah, man, they just looking for news. Wow.
You can't add out to choking unless she's on the ground.
Well, great. We're looking
she's
for
still standing up.
We're looking
rules
for
to
news
this.
too. We're looking for news too. He's choking her, guys. You could tell. Okay, anybody pull up this picture and you'll see it. Look at her hand is on him like, hey, stop it, don't do that.
I wish I could see it. My laptop I've seen it, but I didn't. You studying it in detail.
Like he is. Okay, I'll switch it. Like he is high. Obviously, you could tell. Like he even looks like. Look at her hand. Her hand is on.
Oh, wait a minute. That ain't even the picture I seen. Her neck is like laid all the way back.
They took different
You can
ones.
tell that's a camera still because of the quality of it. And then TMZ, because here's the thing, if you're using a telescopic camera, you're going to get a clear picture of that. So they froze that frame right there. I guarantee you.
Listen to Bobby J.
Look.
So far it's a tie. One for not choke.
Yeah, this is it.
There's another one. So look how many.
This is the one they showed.
but look at her face though.
Yeah.
He's choking her. Let's keep it real. He's choking her. They're not playing.
The girl came out.
Maybe he played like Ike Turner used to play with Tina.
But that's what I was gonna say. So from now on, when you type in Chris Brown, like when you type in Ike Turner and that picture of him come up where he's looking to that's the one that's gonna come up. Like, dang, man. So now he got to do a charity or something to.
I think Chris has to be careful too, man. Everybody kind of still judges him over the Rihanna incident.
Yeah.
Like if Ike Turner was alive, you could never see him in public play choking a motherfucker. Nobody gonna believe.
Yeah, that's like slap boxing with Mike Tyson.
Exactly. You can't do that.
But for Chris Brown, it's not just the Rihanna situation. That he put on his live, and I seen it. I was all Chris Brown, like, leave him alone.
Yeah.
He put it on his live and said, if I date you, I'm like gonna stalk you.
Chris Brown said
damn.
that.
Yes, it was him.
We know Chris Brown love hard.
You could say that if you didn't have like charges pending on you for stalking Carucci.
Yeah, I heard about
so
that.
that would be okay.
I didn't hear about that.
But check this out. I bet if Carucci said, if I date you, I'm going to stalk you. Or what's Big Sean girlfriend?
I can't think of her name.
Janae
Yeah, okay,
Janae
yeah.
if they said that, girls would retweet it like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna do the same thing. I stalk, like it's different.
It's a double standard on that.
We just had this conversation. Some women would say that Vivica Fox seems like a stalker. We talked about that.
But y'all don't live in
Vivica
fear
Fox is a
because
stalker.
Vivica Fox is a stalker. Don't no fear be instilled in anybody.
Men should. Men should.
I wouldn't live in fear.
Because
I'm not the biggest fan of Vivica, but she could stalk me.
Women-
I wouldn't be scared.
Women pop y'all all the time. Y'all get
Yeah.
killed all the time in these situations.
not like that.
What's the football player who got killed by his mistress? They just did something about it.
McNair?
Listen,
Yeah, Steve
hey,
McNair played with the
buddy,
Titans.
If somebody tells you they're going to stalk the shit out of you, I would
But
hope
that
that you
was
would
a
leave.
love affair type thing,
Yeah, you know what? I just heard about that. She was the side chick.
Yeah, she
And
was.
she should have been. You know what? Side chicks are getting out of control. She was like the perfect side chick. Well, not the perfect side chick. He just like showered her with everything. He gave her a whole life
Yeah, he
to
crossed
stay
the
on
line.
the side.
Mm-hmm.
And the bitch came like into like the very area that she was not wanted. Like, if you're getting your whole life paid for, funded, he was her
Yes, sir.
sponsor.
Yeah.
What the fuck makes you say, okay, I'm in love, I want to kill you? You can do anything you want.
Side chicks want too much. Like dudes
Listen to
don't.
this shit,
Dudes
y'all.
don't do. This is the thing. Dudes don't really understand if you never had a side chick before, because they thinking when they get a side chick, it's like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got
Yeah.
my girl over here and she's tamed over here, and it's not.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
She's in a cage over there.
Soon as you hit it, she's already planning your future, regardless of your woman over here.
Interesting.
Bro, these side chicks don't know how to stay in their lane, bro. Especially with the TV and the reality shows now, they comfortable. Like, side chicks have a place in society where they want to be right next to the
Yeah,
main
what's the
chick.
girl's name? Ja or something like that? SZA?
SZA?
SZA, is that her name?
Yeah, SZA.
I always read it. I never heard
I
anybody
was
say
going to
it.
say, is this a new artist?
Right, yeah.
Who is that?
She has side chicks just acting like ass
No,
lately.
no,
Yes, she
no,
does. Yes,
no,
she
no.
does.
Listen, let
You
me.
know how many relationships broke up when
No.
her album came out? She
Okay.
done built up all type of confidence.
No,
in
no,
this-
listen.
She just said she dropping one more album and she retired. So she was
She
she
knows
was
she's
sent
here to
here
be a
for the
home
side
wrecker.
chick.
No,
Exactly.
no.
She was sent.
I'm here to
Home
explain. I'm here to explain. Okay, first of all, people did not listen to her explanation on her song. That's the problem. Listen,
Don't nobody want to hear the disclaimer. If
you can't.
What's
No,
the explanation?
okay, so her song was basically
wait to hear
saying
this.
it's gonna be great. Her song was basically saying she's single,
Mhm.
he's single.
Mhm.
They see different people, but when they get together, it's them. That's why she said on the weekend, it's her and him. If you are she didn't say he's in a relationship and he had somebody. That would be a home record. This is a single dude, and
She doesn't seem like a deep person. I don't think.
No,
I don't think she
is.
made that calculated statement.
Have you seen the video? She's kind of deep.
No, I refuse to watch.
Have you
anything.
seen her Old Navy commercial
No.
and what she was wearing? She's kind of deep. You can tell these things by looking at her.
Okay.
And I like her music, but that's why I listen. Like, okay, let me not be judgmental because I'd be against it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if a dude is single and you're single and y'all see each other on a certain time, that's right.
So here's the thing. If that's and I can believe that, but if she left it that cryptic, she knew what she was doing. Same what we looking at with Chris Brown right there. We're taking it at face value. That's what people do. So
Yeah.
they don't just write out songs and just make it like that. We're just now realizing, when we think back to songs in the 90s, He's Mine, You Might Have
Oh,
One.
yeah.
Like, we just now realizing those was like side chick anthems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if she did that, she calculated that, and now the response is coming out. She got to accept that.
No, and she did. The controversy sells. I mean, people
Yeah.
went out and bought her
Yeah.
stuff. So
And I
mean,
never heard anything other than she's like the side chick,
Yeah.
like queen. So that's
She's a
all I
side
heard.
chick ambassador.
I've heard other women say, no, this is what she meant, which made me go look at it,
Mm-hmm.
like look at her interview on what she did. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, that even makes sense too. But
Mm-hmm.
people are going to take whatever they take. It's like two people read the same thing and you get one thing out of it, I get another thing.
I've already written her off as a home wrecker.
Exactly.
I do not want to hear any arguments, any closing arguments. No, I don't want
Dudes
to
talk
hear.
about
Case
home.
closed.
The
Dudes
damage
talk
is
about
done.
home records, but talk about side chicks. Like, I don't get it. Where are we?
It's
Isn't that the same thing?
like
Home record, yeah.
Yeah, like weed is from the Lord, side chicks is from the Lord too.
Howard, no.
Yes,
Side chicks used to be a
women
gift if you
outnumber
wanted to
men. That
engage
was
in that.
intentions. Women outnumber men.
Exactly.
Here we go
So
with
somebody
these
going
numbers.
here's the thing. Women outnumber men, and then y'all want to pray the Lord to send y'all a good man. He's trying to tell you, you're not supposed to be with just one person.
Well, the men, there's hardly any good men anyway.
It is a lot of good men out here.
I didn't say there were none.
Which I think we up.
You said hardly.
I didn't say there were none. I know there's bad women.
It's a lot, just as many. Bad
it's
women
way
and
more
bad
women.
dudes go together.
The only difference is men will admit faster that they ain't shit, and women will not.
But
However,
that's the thing. So
However.
you about to answer the future question. Go ahead. Keep
No,
going.
go ahead.
No,
I'm done.
I want to hear it. Go ahead.
I'm done. Y'all, I ain't scared of Bobby J.
Yeah, I'm
I
ready.
ain't scared of Bobby
I think she's
J.
scared of Bobby J.
Listen, Ron want to get something started talking about. Let's get the show up.
Let's get this shit going.
Get these numbers popping.
That's the thing. Like
This is good conversation.
If men admit it, so this goes into some other realms of just life as well. Like if men, we come out like if like the whole promiscuous thing, men being hoes and stuff. You can't call a man
Total
a hoe
lies
and offend them. You can't, because we've already accepted what's normal, and we can't. And women are still trying to live this lie, like they are these pure, just saving my body for the right man, and my intentions are good. So now when it comes out as women being hoes, they just they panic and like, oh my God, because y'all should have accepted it when we did 20, 30 years ago.
Well, see, yeah, the majority may panic. There's some of us who
It's
are
Sunday
like,
and Bobby J is preaching.
Shit, if the word came out on Facebook, oh, Bobby J a hoe and all this, I mean, I'm not gonna get on there and be trying to defend myself. No, that one chick, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be like, okay, and
First of all, I ain't in a relationship with none of these bitches, which is what y'all
which
say.
makes y'all look stupid. You know what I'm saying? So if it came out on a woman, she gonna deactivate her page. She gonna go into hiding. It's different for us. We've already come to you can't make a man mad. You a hoe, Ron. Okay, and he gonna keep walking like, what's she talking about? But a woman,
thanks, baby.
It's not all. It's not a generalization. But if for the majority, I guarantee you, it'll hurt their feelings. I called a hoe, and she got
Stunned
mad.
silence.
I know, I agree with this, but my question is, what does that have to do with what we're?
No,
I don't even know what we was talking about.
No,
I don't even remember.
Like when she said that men automatically admit that we ain't shit.
Some
or
of them,
whatever.
some of
Yeah,
them.
she did say that.
But that's the thing, men. We live in a more realistic world than women. So I said that opens up to something else. That's why I brought that into play.
Well, if y'all were more realistic, then y'all would understand what comes after having a kid if you don't take care of them.
No.
Child
How you
support.
can't throw kids in here?
Let's
How
go
did this get the
realistic.
kids in
But
child
here's
support?
the thing. Here's
Okay.
the thing. So if all these women on Facebook right now, you can probably scroll
Let's go.
2
Right
times,
now.
and you gonna hear a girl talk about, I guess I'm gonna be single forever and all this, cause y'all be on that
Exactly.
BS in the beginning, and we gotta find out you ain't shit. So now men ain't shit, cause after we find out how you are 2 or 3 dates in, admit you ain't shit and let us figure it out from there.
They never do. They put it on us every day. These men ain't shit. My baby daddies ain't shit. The niggas be lying. That's trying to holler at me like, no, something might just be wrong with the woman.
Exactly.
Now, I'll never say nothing is wrong with women. I know some trash ass women. I won't say that I don't.
Leave their numbers.
I do. What I'll do is
The reality is women lie to get what they want, and it comes out.
Some women don't do that.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that this applies to, because I'm not going to be like some or this. This is in reference to whoever we're talking about. So women that lie to get what they want.
Okay.
Those are the ones that when women say dudes like crazy women. Ryan, when the last time you saw a girl keying up a nigga car and you was like, you know what? Let me get her number.
Y'all
Damn, I
do
think
marry him. Y'all do marry him.
No, they get crazy. I'm
Yeah, they
divorced.
get crazy.
I'm
Or they
divorced
suppress their craziness and then it just comes out all of a sudden. Sometimes it can gradually
Y'all
come
see
signs. Or
signs.
sometimes
The same
boom.
way,
No.
the same way women
We don't
see
see
signs.
signs.
Y'all
Y'all-
see signs.
Are you kidding me? Y'all see signs?
Listen.
If women see signs, why do y'all meet dudes in prison, in
Listen.
jail, that you ain't never seen outside and get engaged to them and send them letters because your brother put them on the phone with y'all? Y'all don't see signs. The nigga got an inmate number.
And then when he get out and some shit goes wrong, I didn't see that coming. Or you saw that coming.
Women get upset at me all the time when I say it, and I will admit it. You cannot tell me that there are not signs that you see. Even me, I'll admit with me. There are signs that you see that you like, this shit doesn't feel right. But you kind of like, but no, seriously. But you kind of think.
It's harder with women.
She's
it's harder with women.
But this is the thing. You are absolutely right. And this applies to men and women because as humans, we naturally heal. Time everything. You get shot, you're gonna heal if it didn't hit something. But for real,
We didn't hit something.
right? We are forgiving.
It take women a long time to heal. Women never
Bro.
heal. The women that I see, they never heal. They sit here and compare every man in the universe to the 5 or 6 men that they fucked with.
Women-
All of you guys are like him.
No, women don't heal because we don't give ourselves time to do that. Instead of you saying, let me get out of this situation and work on me and not deal with this person. And then when you have the other person coming back like, spitting in your ear and doing shit, and then you see those signs, but you
Right.
refuse to listen to it.
Right.
So you go ahead and go into it, and then you get hurt again. Well, you never have time to heal if you keep putting yourself in.
I'm not saying whose fault is that, though?
But I'm not saying that it's any. I'm not saying that it's not that person's fault for doing so. I'm
Yeah.
just saying he said it.
It's
so
her
I'm
fault
answering back.
because you
This
said
show is
just like you
good.
pointed us out about.
But it's also your fault. It's also the man's fault too.
But
Listen,
here's the thing. If it's both person's
Thank
fault.
you.
But what you allow to happen to you is more your fault than that person because you
Right.
have to be. You're the first line of defense for you. Nobody's gonna care about
I
you more than
agree.
you. So if women, why do women got to keep sticking their hand in the lion cage? Before
I agree.
They
So-
lying. You got 4 tickets to the zoo, and each time they done took a finger, and you just don't figure it out.
But it works both ways. It works both ways because when she starts being crazy and fucking up your shit,
Okay.
you knew to leave this nigga alone.
But no, if you're no,
you knew to.
Are you kidding me?
It's both parties' fault.
No,
Because
it's not.
Women are
every-
crazy from the womb.
No, everything that you do has a reaction. If this person's saying, if you're like, oh, I don't want to be with you, I'm just, let me move on
Okay.
or whatever. And this person's like, okay, they still fucked up talking shit or whatever, but
Yeah.
they're leaving you alone.
Yeah.
And then you get bored with whatever you're doing and you come back and mess with this woman and you already know how she is.
So because women lack discernment, it's a man's fault.
Listen,
so if you keep pulling into the gas station, leaving your car running, they keep stealing it. Who? You on car number 3. Whose fault is it? The thug nigga standing outside waiting on you to get out your car and walk in and steal your car, or is it your fault? At some point, you have to be accountable. If you leave home and leave your garage door open, are you gonna be mad at yourself when you come home and your house is cleaned out, or are you gonna be mad at the criminals?
But listen, you're saying the same thing that I'm saying.
No,
you are.
but you're trying to blame it on
I am
them.
not.
Yeah, you're
I'm
blaming
not.
us.
We got to understand.
You are blaming us.
We got to
No.
understand that those
Saying that
people
it's both
exist.
parties'
No,
fault.
this is how you know men do not listen. I never once said that it's not the woman's fault. I didn't say it wasn't her
You said
fault.
it's
No,
both.
You said it was both of our
it's her
fault.
That's true. It's her fault because one, she keeps allowing you in. Instead of her just moving on with her life like no, rejecting you, she keeps allowing you in.
Right.
You keep going to her, knowing how she feels and how she is, but you still say, hey, still gonna fuck with her.
Listen.
Still gonna mess with her.
Listen.
So when your windows get busted out, and usually you can't tell me there's not black mothers who be like, I told you not to fuck with that girl.
Exactly.
I told you leave that girl
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
And your ass keep going over there and keep messing with
but
that
here's the
girl.
thing.
And you get Skittles in your tank.
But
Well, I mean,
you're right. You're right. Look,
See, how would you know about Skittles? See?
I've
See?
never fucked up people's cars. I've watched people do it. No, real talk.
she done drove a couple bitches to do it.
Yeah, that's a new one. I never
You know
heard
what?
about the Skittles.
I never fuck with people's car because I don't want you fucking up mine. You know what? I'm that type of woman. I don't jump in front of doors. I don't jump in front of cars. I'm like, if you want to leave, go ahead and
Then
leave.
go ahead and leave.
Because that's quicker. I can get somebody else over here. I feel
Oh,
like
look. She said I should
Hey,
do that
but,
in there.
yeah.
I like her. I like her.
Hey, she thinks
I
she's
like
slick. Okay, but that's what I was just about to say. Women love saying that. Oh, I don't chase no man. If he don't want to be kept, I don't do this. I don't do that.
That's a lie.
And then people see it, like men will see it. Like say I say attractive woman on social media, she's saying all the right shit, all of the right stuff. But as soon as you interact with this woman and start, it might not even be a relationship, just whatever you guys want to call it. You're smashing whatever you're doing. Here come the feelings. Here come the exact opposite of what you said you did not engage in.
Yes.
And that's basically women in a nutshell.
so once you seen those signs, did you continue to fuck with her?
You don't really.
Look at Ron. He was like, yeah, I came over the next day.
I mean, when a woman says, like, ask a man, what are the signs? Like, women are really good actors. Like, they should all, like, have an Oscar or something like that. It's like, I've never seen a sign. It's like all of a sudden I get punched in the face with it one day.
You knew what
just
it was.
comes. Like again, humans.
Most women are the same. People don't like saying that, but like
That is a lie.
There's subtle
Bro,
differences, but most
exactly.
of them like
We think
are
that
the same way.
We want to think we're so distinctive and unique, and we're not. It's only 3 or 4 different types of people in this world.
Exactly.
What are these 3 or 4 types?
They've already been put out there. You know, the circle, the square, all that. Like you fit a personality type. Some of us want to feel like we can hover when we walk, and we can't. Me and him will be similar, but it's going to be small things that are not necessarily your entire genetic makeup, but we are just damn near about the same. We can line 5 women up, and most of y'all going to be the same to a degree. Now, everybody's going to be different, but the key components to making you who you are, you're not the only one with it. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, but we want to
That's
think
why you get along with people.
So
we having church in here today.
But when women,
and I just cussed after saying church. Sorry, Lord.
But when women hear, be like, man, you just like your mom. Oh, you say I'm like that bitch, like, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Yes, you are, because this is a behavioral thing. Like if I smacked you, you can be like, you just like Chris Brown. Whoop, I guess I am. But I smacked you and choked you.
That is true.
We think that we are so important and distinctive, and we're not, man. We damn near all the same.
I think so.
So last one, like when you saying, women be like, I ain't chasing no nigga. Like they'll post all
they
these
got
memes.
running. They got a closet full of running shoes.
Yeah, women post all these memes that don't even apply to them because they have to put this energy out into the air to convince men this is who they are. And then you meet them, and it's a whole 180.
They're nothing like that.
180.
Well, I can't speak from your side.
We should be able to sue y'all for that.
I can't. Well, okay. I will get into the other side later of men.
Okay.
I am here, guys. Don't worry.
Don't worry about her. I got her.
But no. So I do agree with that. I agree that sometimes women, and there's a lot of women who do. But seriously, being on the other side, I know a lot of women who don't. I know women who would be like, my feelings are hurt, but however, I'm not going to chase after you. I'm going to let you go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Because some people have grandmothers who raised them to say, the worst thing you can do to somebody if you were a good woman is leave them alone.
Exactly.
Stop messing with them. Leave them alone. So I know plenty of women.
We all know that's easier said than done. Women cannot. I don't think y'all capable of doing that. Not fully.
It's women that will spend 18 years of their life trying to destroy the father of their child and not even give a damn about the child. Men, we not sitting up here, my child 18, and I didn't try to destroy her life.
Exactly.
No,
I don't have any kids, but I've seen it done.
That is something that women have to say, you know what, that one's on us. There's some stuff that's on us too. We haven't got to it yet, but I'm just saying that one there, how do you, I'm ready. How do you spend 18 years of your life trying to make the father of your child miserable? That means you're taking away from your full abilities for your child. So now your child is growing up. I see 11 and 10, 11-year-old boys sounding like single mamas. Because that's all they know.
No, that's all they hear, the environment they in.
It's sad.
But they get mad. But I
mean, I'm looking at you, but I'm not saying it's you. We just at a small table. She look like, nigga, that ain't me.
Listen, if it doesn't apply, I let it fly. Because I know it doesn't. If it doesn't apply to me, like you say certain shit, and I'll be like, well, I don't see it. But I'm like,
but it's not personal to you. Yes. But you've seen it out there,
right?
happen,
but I've seen it happen,
and that's what we're talking about. Because we can talk about these, and it won't apply to all of us. But we've seen it. It's some stuff I'm gonna talk about today. I've seen, but it don't apply to me personally.
Yeah, because we gotta talk about your latest post. Because I really want to talk about that, but that's later.
Okay.
But yeah, I do agree with that. I've seen women who have cool fathers. Like, he may not be the best. Nobody's perfect. His mothers were not perfect either. But I know some women who got some fathers who, like, really try to do it, and you just kind of mad at the situation.
Right.
So you like, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, which it fucks up the kid. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it happen. I've seen both sides. I've seen the bad and I've seen the good, like we all have. I'm just trying to say... Listen to this. Don't listen to Ryan, y'all. Send all hate mail. But no, I've seen the good and the bad. So I'm just here to say, because I hear a lot of people the same way you do for men. We had this conversation. I don't know if you remember. It was a long, long time ago. You made a post. And you were like, I'm going off what I see. And I see good men who try to take care of their kids and they can't because of the women.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, because that is what you see. I see good women trying to, like, hey, see your kid, you know, be involved. And you just kind of want to do it when it's convenient for you. And kids are not a convenience. They're just not. Like, it just happens.
It depends on the person. Because for me, I have never had a bad day with my kids.
No, what I mean is, so if your kid got sick at school, like, and you like, I'm at work, but your kid is sick.
Right.
She can't go get him.
Right.
You know that you got to get him.
Okay, so here's the thing with that. We got to look at the real perspective on being mothers and fathers. Fathers, just being a man, period. We are different in terms of our occupations. So men usually work jobs that are harder. And this ain't no knock to women, but you'll get where I'm going. Men work jobs that are a little bit like, we might work a production job. that don't have the vacation time or whatever. We working longer.
Okay,
hours.
well let's say he does.
But hold on, here's the thing. So let's just say he does. So he's working at a
He
factory
does.
with piss poor benefits. She's working in a call center, probably with better benefits. She has more of a work-life balance. And then by default, children live with the mother because, again, this is just the way it is. We can't debate that or whatever. This is just the way it is. The child is typically with the mother by default. So when daddy's over here doing what he got to do, his life still exists. If a mama got to do it and got to do what she got to do, she wants all credit for it. I got to do what I got to do. I got to be at work so grandma can go get him. Grandpa can go get him. I know so many men that the grandma on his side or the grandpa on his side can't even see the kid, but are expected to do so much when you could have a multiple support system. The woman is usually in the middle of that, not the father.
Well, okay, I like how you set that scene, so let me set the scene.
Yeah.
He works at a call center. And he has time.
Okay, let's just say that because
He
again,
works at a call center.
I know plenty of men who work at call centers.
What?
But she wants to. So
No,
let's
no,
flip it.
no,
We
no,
got
no.
the same time bank y'all get. So again, he may not have just one child, or he may have had a trip planned. So he took his time. Just like women run out of time, we run out of time too. Because if mama can't make it if mama can't make it to parent teacher conference, I went to a parent teacher conference for my daughter. It was 7 people in there. 3 of them was fathers. Where are all these people at? And all this school. Now, if the schools and this is the point. If it was a girl that was on Facebook and she's a mom and they were like complaining about where are the parents. Well, I gotta work and I gotta do this. Girl, they don't understand. These are comments. Girl, they don't understand. You gotta work. You gotta do this. That's understandable because it's mom. But when daddy can't make donuts with dad on a freaking Wednesday, he gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he a deadbeat. I'm going to show up in his place just to spite him and
Exactly.
make him look bad.
Exactly.
He don't get no credit. So again, what y'all asking for from us, y'all don't give it. So why? That's where the divide from the black men and women come from.
But you're giving one main situation.
No, this is weak. I can only say one at a time.
But what happens to the men who you do have time?
But I'm pretty sure they do.
You have just as much time to see your kid, but you in the club. Like you have plenty enough time to. There are dudes. Stop it. There are
of
dudes.
Course.
There are plenty.
We do not go to the club.
We are men of God.
Men,
y'all old asses.
No, especially not on the weekend.
But here's the thing: you are absolutely right. If a man has time, I'm pretty sure there are some fathers that happiness and the projection of just life period does not live on social media. It does not live on Facebook. Is for negativity and critiquing. Right. There are people down this block, up and down this block, that have been married for 20, 30 years. Their kids that went off to college that are not on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But we think that the 370-something people we friends with is the genetic whole makeup of the demographic and saying, oh, this is how it is. Yeah. Because there are dads that, like with me, I'm always on the road. I know I can't do everything that I can. But when I have my kids, I do everything possible. If my kids' mom say, hey, and this is just me, your daughter needs some medicine or this or whatever. Boom, here's the money. Let's go do it. Yeah. But everybody's not able. We like to use that, but when it comes down to your baby daddy or your baby mama, when they not able, now they ain't shit. No, just let it be that they ain't able, because people out here struggling. I think we don't give that credit to each other.
But I think for some people, not all people, because I do see women who do that, who you would think like maybe he doesn't have it this week, he'll have it next week. So I see that too. Yeah. However, I do see some people who would say, I'm not going to do it, or I can't do it right now, but you out spending money. Yeah, exactly. Are you out doing this? Are you out doing that? And it's kind of like, that's your kid too. Mm-hmm. Like I would look at it, if I didn't have custody of my son, I would be like, my son still needs shit. Mm-hmm. I may not like you, however, my son still, you know what I mean? Right. And I'm not saying that with my situation, but I'm just saying if I didn't, if I don't like you, my son still needs shit. Mm-hmm. So I can't just be like, oh, forget you, have somebody else do it. Because no, my son is in need. I got to deal with this shit for I don't know how long. However, you need.
See, here's another part of that. When women speak on the father of their child being absent, they never tell the whole truth. It's a girl right now. I'm not going to say her name, but my boy, her name is Taylor.
That ain't her name.
Yes, that's her name.
Okay, great.
I'm not drunk, y'all, but I'm a real dude. She is a fucking hot mess. She's the
What's her
epitome.
Facebook name?
I don't know her last name. My boy had a child by her, and she's the type of mom that will do anything to destroy a man. So she would, when she got pregnant, she was saying it ain't yours, and she pop up, here's a doctor's appointment. He's like, hold on, is it mine or not? You know, playing these games, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the baby comes in the picture. She's threatening him and doing all this stuff. And he's like, F it. Because women got to understand, just like y'all want to keep a child from a man, you can keep a man from his child because he got to deal with you. You are the gatekeeper. So if your man wanted to, your child's father wanted to spend 5 hours with him, he may only spend an hour with him now because you in the mix. Some women got to understand, you got to eliminate yourself from the equation when your child's father has moved on. She went on Facebook 2 or 3 days ago going on this crazy rant talking about he ain't doing nothing for his child and ain't shit. Won't tell the whole story when she done dragged this man through hell and high water. This man only seen his child 2 times since the baby was born. Baby ain't even a year old yet. But she's going online putting out a bigger stigma on black men that we already have to walk with. Again, at the end of every topic we're going to have, the shit that women want, y'all won't give us. So why should we give that back to y'all? We don't get the decency to be respected. I'm, as a black man who takes damn good care of his kids, I walk around stigmatized when people look at me thinking that I'm going to be just this average father or whatever and ain't doing what I need to do. And then I get people coming, we need more fathers like you. No, actually, we got a lot of fathers like me.
Yeah, but we'll never see them because we live in a social media age.
Exactly. We got to, if Facebook shut down, life would go back to normal. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But what Facebook and social media has done, especially to women, and black women in particular, it has evened the playing field. Mm-hmm. People see just how detrimental black women are to the community as black fathers are, because the reality is coming out. Those videos of a woman talking about, you took my son to get a haircut and her mama's there in the business. She don't need to be in the business. I'm threatening the dudes and busting windows and stuff. The playing field is even, because what they heard in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, now in 2010, through them years, it's like, man, black women got some issues too. They need a checkup here and there. You know what I'm saying? They can I can
definitely
use some
agree
fixing.
they need a
So
checkup.
again, this ain't knocking women. It's just to say women can be just as bad as men. This ain't saying, hey, y'all take all the blame. It's just y'all play just as big a part as we do.
But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. That is true. Women play just as many games. And like I said, I know some trash women. I'll never say that, all women are great and they're great mothers. Mm-hmm. This lady just killed her kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, but what I am saying is women have issues too. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they do. So it's not, but there are a lot of good women too. Mm-hmm. Like if a person says, well, child support, not all black women are getting Section 8.
Exactly.
And housing and not all black women are doing this. Some black women are like, no, I really need you to help because I'm paying $800 in daycare and I also have to pay rent and I have to do this and I have to do that. Right. So this is why I'm asking you, I need you to do a little bit more than what you're doing. Right. It's not, I can understand if a person's like paying $400 a month in rent. Mm-hmm. Never paid that, would like to, but I can understand if somebody's paying that amount, they're getting like medical, they're getting food, they're getting this, they're getting that. So then you would think, yeah, you're paying a little less than me because you have all this assistance, but not everybody's going through that.
Well, look at it from this perspective. So you got women that'll put a man in the system that would probably, now I talk about child support a lot. And when people misconstrue is my reasons for how I talk about it. I don't talk about deadbeats in any type of light because you should take care of your child. I talk about men that are willing and able to take care of their kids and they're being kept from it and they're being put in the system out of spite. My auntie works for child support. She tells me what happens all the time. My boys, all 3 of my homeboys are on child support out of spite. These are men that want to see their kids. They get their kids all the time. When the mama don't want to keep them on her weekend, and the daddy don't want to, now she's threatening him to put him on child support. Don't threaten me. I hear more threats about putting a man on child support because he won't conform versus not taking care of the child. They know child support is like kryptonite to men, and that's what they use it for. When you threaten a man like with child support, a good father cannot go into court and say, let me prove to you that I don't need to be in child support. There's no attorney that can get you off of child support. You can get an attorney to get your visitation and things like that, but attorneys can't say, or you can't just walk in, here's my receipts. They tell you that the judges will smirk and be like, well, do you have receipts the 4 years you was with this woman that you took care of your kids. What are you saying? I'm with this woman. Now I'm 4 years behind because she got mad at year 5 and we broke up. Now I'm 20,000 in the hole. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem that I have with these women, because I hear more.
A lot of women use that as punishment. If a man is able to take care of his child, then why would you say, okay, I need child support? That's punishment.
My problem. That's my problem right there, and that's what pissed me off.
And they got the government on their side.
Yeah, because they don't. Again, like I said, and I can always talk about it. And when I meet these women in person, they'll come at me yelling, "What's your problem with y'all?" And then I break it down to them, and we go back and forth, and then they left speechless because they don't have a point. They can't go Google some stuff or flee on social media. They be out of words. And I explain to them, I say, you know what? The reason why child support is a big deal to states is because they make millions and millions of dollars. Mm. For every $3 they collect for child support, the state makes $1. That's why they don't invest in visitation for fathers, because it means $0. That would mean workforce that makes no money by you being able to be in your kid's life. So if women, for us, the only people that make money is the private sector, which is attorneys, that if the attorney want $3,500, they automatically here, I need $3,500. Yeah. You already paying $600 in child support, so your checks is $500 every 2 weeks. How you going to afford that? Because you still got to live on your own. You still got to pay your bills and stuff just like she got to. So now you can't afford to do that. So I'm like, well, exactly. If it's a right, because women keep getting on there, women need to stop telling, especially me, because I know I do my homework. Don't tell me you need to learn your rights, know your rights. How the hell I got to pay for a right? If it's a right, why do I have to pay for it? $3,500 to see my child? If women had to pay $3,500 to get child support, how many women would get it? Because women just as broke as niggas is. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So y'all want to tell me, go do your... And I tell them, I'm active on my statuses, because if I prove a point, I want to keep proving it until you can disprove my point. I'll say, I'm waiting on you right now to Google some assistance for a man, just like a woman, that can go get some help. And then they disappear because there is none.
But you know what? Here's the thing. The thing is that, one, regardless on how active you are, you'll get people who will never agree. Only because
they won't agree, because what they believe for so long was just crushed that instant, and they don't want to believe.
Not just that. A person, every situation is different. Every situation is different. So once it's kind of like saying niggas ain't shit. It may be true. Right. There are a lot of not shit niggas.
That is not true.
But that doesn't mean that...
Keyword niggas.
That's my point. Yeah. There are a lot of good men. There are.
Keyword men.
But the thing is that you'll still get people arguing back with that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's some good niggas, some good hood niggas.
But those are subjective.
Some good hood niggas.
Like after I shoot up, after I shoot up a block, I still come home like,
exactly. Okay. But and you're right. You're absolutely right, because it could be a kid that then shot up a little girl, and the family of the kid to be on Facebook. Y'all don't know the other side of the story. Hold on now. He done shot the little,
There's but they're like, no, pay attention. This is what happened. Mm-hmm. We've been beefing with that family for years. Like, okay. but that's a justification.
But the thing that's between men and women is the system. And that is universal to men per state. So Missouri, Kansas, it's universal. So the situations may be different how they got there to the court system, but it's not going to favor the father. And if I'm a father that wants to be in my child's life, and now I got to supplement that income because I'm going to fix the amount. If the state came in and told you as a mother who's done everything for your child, that instead of you spending money and buying him a Snicker, now you got to buy him a king size. Instead of buying him a regular kid's meal, you got to buy him the adult meal. They telling you what to do. That's what they do to men in a sense, kind of like, even though your child, I don't spend a lot of money on my kids. When school starts, I spend a lot more money. Winter clothes, summer, you know what I'm saying? But I got to do that every month. If the state told you as a mom, you got to spend the same amount of money every month. Remember, it's calculated off 50, 60, 40, something like that. Yeah. So if they saying, Daddy, you got to pay $500 a month. Mm-hmm. She's responsible for $500 too. That's $1,000 there. Mm-hmm. But when she needs more, because if you look at a woman, if she has one kid, we're just gonna use one kid for example.
I have one kid.
You got one kid. Let's just hypothetically say you live in an apartment that's $650. This is all hypothetical.
I wish. Okay.
But you got a kid, so now you need a 2-bedroom. Usually they go about $100.
Yes.
$850. Now we're at $850. That's $100 more. Boom. We'll just get that to the daddy. Utilities, a little bit more food, stuff like that. $300-$400 max. I don't know if you, and I'm just, that's a hypothetical, but I bought food for 3 kids. You see what I'm saying? But now if you got to split it, 200 and 200, because you helped make that child. You see what I'm saying? How is that so hard? But when she need more, he ain't doing shit. You get mamas that be like, my baby daddy don't give me shit. He don't give me nothing. Then you get the baby mamas that he only give me $250. Like, and when she was saying he don't give me nothing, he could at least give me $100 every 2 weeks. But now he giving her $250, and that ain't good. And now all I get is $250. Like, come on, what? You can't please these women. They want you to cover everything. Exactly. And God forbid you as a father fall on hard times. Now you a deadbeat. When mamas fall on hard times, y'all get assistance. We talked about it. Now I don't all get it.
I was
but
about
when
to say,
y'all
let's
fall
not
on,
say that.
but
some of us get them denials.
She's about to get hyped up.
Listen,
Like, what,
right.
nigga?
You're right, because they go off your last year's income or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are emergency situations where they will come through. You know what I'm saying? Now, as me as a father, if I get the city, the state.
Tell me, send me a list.
Oh, I don't know.
Of who's coming through.
But that's the thing. So as a father, if you lose your job or you fall off, that child support is still racking up.
Oh, the child support ain't going nowhere. It's still going to pile up.
Yeah, and then you lose your license, your passport. They take your taxes.
You can't get to heaven. None of that.
No, okay, so here's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are, this is what I mean too, and y'all say whatever y'all want to.
Yeah.
Some men know that y'all messing with ratchet females who would do that. Some of y'all know this because y'all
who are ready to bring the system into
some
the
of y'all know this because y'all watched her do it to the dude before you. However, you decided to stick around.
Okay, let's
you decided
talk about
to stick
that.
around. And you decide to hit it raw. You know? And then the kid came.
What the condom broke? Don't just say hit it raw.
You hit it raw.
Some are accidents.
Ron, you were drunk. You were drunk that night.
Give me one of them.
You were drunk.
One of these?
Nah, one of the. I'm gonna go for the
one of the coolers?
Clear.
Oh, whack.
Go for that clear.
Oh, okay. Need another cup?
Yeah,
all right, we grabbing drinks around here. Let's keep on going.
But
y'all know
no.
I don't drink, y'all. But,
So
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So she gets knocked up.
Okay.
So you telling me that you are not responsible. Like you said, it's your life. You dictate how it goes. So you still mess with this person.
Right.
And you dealing with the same shit that another person had to deal with. But you want to complain because, again, you're dealing with the same thing. Why can't men, some dudes take responsibility? Because I'm going to say something. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to do that. But why don't some take responsibility for their actions?
The answer to that, I'm a guy that answers questions because some people like to just be like, but this, no, I'm answering that question. And from what I've seen is a lot of the guys are disappointed in the outcome. So they try to avoid the reality, like they try to avoid the paternity test. They try to avoid, you know what I'm saying? So they have to get put on the system and then they just don't want to believe it. This is what I've seen with my own eyes. So that happens. You see that happen. And sometimes along the line, the daddy will come around and be like, well, damn, this is my damn baby. But they don't want to accept it because she was probably the neighborhood thought or something or whatever. He just wanted to get his rocks off. But from what I've seen out of men in my entire life is they just don't want to accept the reality that they screwed up and they try to avoid it and put it off as long as they can. They may have had somebody else. You see what I'm saying?
Which just goes to what I'm saying. People handle fucked up situations in different ways, but it's still fucked up. The same thing like a woman. A woman can see signs to be like, fuck, shit. Should have listed those signs, but that's how she handling it.
So I keep hearing the word signs. What are signs? Could you define that? Like,
when you do some,
what sign could? All right, say you meet a man.
He's trash.
No.
Say you meet a man that has no kids.
Okay.
And you have a kid with this man.
Right.
Like what signs could you have seen that he would have been a good father?
He doesn't
beforehand.
He doesn't handle his own business. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, yeah, that's definitely okay.
Sign. Are your lights off, or was there an outage?
All right, but don't just go with that one. I mean,
who do you live with? No, because when you think
that doesn't mean he's gonna be a good father because he didn't keep his lights on. I had to come in with this.
Okay, so my son is 2. He'll be 3. So I think differently, and I'm 33. So that'll give you guys a picture. I think differently now that I had him than I had before. Because I think if I die, someone has to be responsible to take care of my kid. Like, and I have to, like, when people...
Okay, so was it your baby father's first kid too?
No. No.
Okay, well, all right. Then you kind of saw how...
Yeah, then you can see, but however... Why Brian trying to make this shit about me?
Let me actually answer that. So what happens?
I'm sorry.
What happens is you only see previews of what's going on. Now, even if your baby daddy brought his other child around or something like that, you only see what he's displaying in front of you.
Right.
You don't see the potential because sometimes, again, men react just like women do in terms of, all right, fuck it then. You know what I'm saying? That's our thing. Right. So if he's like, can I see my son? Well, no, he busy. Like, he 3. How he busy? You know what I'm saying? What he doing?
This nigga's coloring right now. Yeah. You got to come back.
Yeah, and I heard that before, too. So, really. But when he be like, well, fuck it, then I ain't coming around. Just like, hey, you gonna see your son? Oh, I can't make it today. Well, fuck it. You ain't gonna see him. It's no difference. It's no fucking difference because people got to stop playing.
Okay, listen, I had this situation fine, and I'll talk about myself.
Go ahead. Bring it on now. Quit trying to paraphrase.
We talking about Bobby J next, y'all. We get deep
talk
into
about it. Let's do it.
No, so I had this situation, too. There was a time when I'm like, I'm just done. Like, I'm not going to make the effort anymore. I felt like that because I'm like, I moved to Missouri to be closer to my job. But when we stayed together in Missouri, like I was doing all the work, like literally. I worked blocks from my house. However, I was taking my son into the city where he went to daycare at and driving him, going back to work. Right. So I was doing a big circle through the city and he passed where he could have been. You know what I mean?
On his way to work.
On his way to work.
Yeah.
Even though it was earlier, she would have made an exception. She told me she would have.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm doing all this. So after the breakup, whatever, I'm like, you still need to see a kid. Like, I'm cool with that. I don't even give a fuck if you talking to somebody else. Because that's more help. Hey, girl, that's more help for me. Yeah. Cool. Whatever. But I'm like, I go to work. I have to get my son ready. Take him to daycare, go to work. Soon as I get off work, go pick him up from daycare, go get his haircut, or go do whatever. Because he doesn't want to.
Wow.
So I'm like, I have to do all this and try to make it so you can see him. So when I'm like, I'm not driving to Kansas anymore, meet me halfway. You know what I mean? It was always an issue. Yeah. I'm like, I am trying my best to make sure, and I'm not trying to diss him too, because there's other stuff too. So I'm not trying to just diss him. I'm just saying about this specific time. But I'm like, I'm trying to do this, but I can't make you want to. And I know a lot of women that do. Right. I know a lot of bad women. I'm not saying I don't, but I know a lot of women who are like, no,
know a lot of bad women.
I'm cool with you. We do. Some of y'all trash. But I'm like, I'm trying to get you to do this. But then I'm thinking like, damn, I'm trying to get you to do this. I shouldn't have to get you to do this. Right. Because if my son was in Arizona, I'm driving to Arizona to see my kid. Like, I'm going to make something happen because I miss my kid. So after that, I'm like, I'm doing too much. Like, I'm going out of my way. I'm tired. By the time I get home, it's like 8, 9 o'clock. I got to try to cook. I got to try to do this. I got to do this. I got to get up for work. I'm like, okay, well, meet me halfway. Let's just try to do this. And then it was like, no, I got to do this. Or no, I got to do that. And then found out, no, really, you don't have to do that. Like, I would want to see my kid. I'd be like, fuck that. I'm going to drop whatever I need to so I can see my kid. Right. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
What attracted you to him, the dad?
We had a lot of similar things. My mom was sick. His mom passed. Different stuff like that. Like, so no,
y'all consoled each other for the most part.
No, I'll say this. I'll just say this. We were better friends than anything else. But I can admit that. Like, we were better friends than anything else. Right. When there were certain signs that I'm like, I shouldn't. I didn't listen to those. However, I do believe when you admit with your fault, life becomes better after
exactly
that.
Absolutely.
So those were things. And like I said, I'm not gonna say bash him and say he was like a horrible person, because there's still good things about him. There are great things. They're just not, those things are not for me.
But you never saw him as a parent, right?
No, I did. And that's another thing too. Okay. So I seen him as a parent to his son. Like, I feel like, and I could be wrong, he could feel totally different. But I feel like, you spend more time with one kid than you do with another. Because you do.
Yeah.
You know, because like when I had, and I tried to, like, okay, well, you have him, you can go ahead and get both of them so they can spend some time together. Like, I'm all for that. Like, his daughter's older, and I call her like, hey, you know, you can see your brother. Like, just spend some time. I'm all for unity. Because I wish I had that when I was growing up. My dad had other kids after my mom. You know, well, I'm the youngest, but my dad had other kids, older kids too. And I'm like, I missed out on that. Right. I don't want my son to miss out on that, having siblings. So I'm like, get together. Let's do that. Let's do that. And it was like, no. Like the last straw was I came all the way to Kansas. I didn't have to, and I had other stuff to do. And I'm calling like, okay, I know you have him, so, and like, got no answer. Yeah. And the next day I'm like, hey, did you forget? He was like, oh yeah. I'm like, so what happened? He was like, I just fucked up. I'm like, okay, well, you know, fuck that shit. I'm not going out of my way. I'm not saying like, no, you can't. What I am saying is I'm not going out of my way to make that happen. Yeah. If you were to say, I'll do everything and then that's cool. But I'm not going out of my way to make it convenient for you, because I swear to God, in these last 3 years, life has not been convenient for me. And that's not me being mean. Like, we had the whole, I get child support, well, I'm starting to, but they gave me a bigger amount.
When did you get on child support? We get him on child support.
I did this in November, and it was in November, and I'm still going through it.
Through the process. All right, so what I'm asking these questions to kind of,
and I'm ready for you to. You guys know more about me than you ever had.
Why did y'all break up?
Cheating.
He cheated on you?
Yeah, it was just a lot of stuff. And then I also feel like too, I wasn't being myself. Like, I'm not gonna say it was on him, because it wasn't. Like, I had my issues too. But I felt like I wasn't being myself. Like, I'm doing what women do. I'm being.
What do women do?
Well, good women do. Sometimes women, we try to be something that we're not to make somebody happy, to like get like, we're family. Like, I want to build a family or whatever. But sometimes you're not being yourself. And I felt like I was not being myself. And I felt like he wasn't being himself. There was stuff that you wanted to do too. You wanted to get out and do whatever. So I'm like, that's cool. You can go ahead and do that. But I'm not like busting out your shit. I'm not doing this. Like, I don't even contact him. I'm like, if he needs something, or if something happens to our son, yeah, I'll contact you. Cool, what's up? If not, like, there's no reason for me to reach out to you. Right. Like, you get into another relationship, that's cool. Like I said, that's extra help for me. Like, that's great. I'm not mad at that. I'm just like, just take care of your kid. Like, that's.
I have a question. Do women get mad if the relationship with their baby's father doesn't work, and then all of a sudden you see him and his new girlfriend, and it seems like it's perfect from the outside?
I've been in that situation personally, and
they do.
Like, everything with them was good. Like, you see, like, no arguments, and y'all was arguing every day,
I think I would be more upset if I knew it was okay. No, I'm joking. No.
And it all comes out. I always thought that, like,
well, yeah, you would if you're. I'm not saying if you're trash, but if you're a good woman and you kind of think like, damn, like, what was I not doing? For that person,
women think they can identify what a good woman is, and they are not. They don't exemplify anything about a good woman. Like, I see that a lot. Like if I mention like women and wife material, they be like, "What the hell is wife material?" But y'all can tell me I'm a good woman. Like, what's a good woman? It's the same. It's under the same umbrella.
Exactly.
So,
because a good woman should be wife material.
Exactly. So for your situation, it sounds to me like he either just don't care for you, because it's kind of weird, because, you know, I always say those dudes that, I don't understand these niggas that got it easy and ain't on child support, or they got a situation where they really don't want to be in the child's life, or just kind of like, and the mama ain't put them on child support. I envy those dudes, because I'm like, I'm a willing and able father, and then I'm getting hit with child support.
Listen, that was me.
But everybody I know that, like you said, you know, the dude left, and then they don't get a child support order till they get a new girlfriend.
Exactly.
You niggas never get a child support order till they get a new girlfriend. So he, like, you know, if the dude stays single, he probably get, you know, cool. But then when they see that, like, oh man, you know, he's moved on, he's happy. Because the thing is, women don't understand, dating is trial and error for everybody. Yeah. It's not going to be like, because it didn't work out for you, that the end of the world's come. But women do that. You never hear a man say, oh, I guess I'm going to be single forever. Like,
I've never heard that.
Never. No. But women, I see that on my timeline every day, because they put so much hope in every dude that they date from the beginning, that women hurt themselves. Y'all hurt yourselves. Then y'all want to blame it on dudes. And I be wanting to say something.
Now, that's
sometimes,
interesting.
Because,
that's real interesting.
And I'll break down the dynamic for you. So You get women, when women meet a dude, first off, she's out fresh off of 3,278 relationship memes. So I ain't gonna do this and the nigga ain't that. So now she get a nigga and all that changes. And the problem with women is y'all throw everything in, all y'all fruit in the basket. And women go 30,000 feet in the air. Soon they meet a nigga. They, oh my God, he's the one. They want to hint around online and shit. So you 30,000 feet. Remember, she's 30,000 feet up in the air. You putting everything into them. Y'all accelerating shit. Because women accelerate shit. The older y'all get, we got to play catch up with them because women compare themselves to their best friends. So if the best friends getting engaged and married, they trying to...
Not all women.
Bullshit.
Y'all
had
but a lot of women.
Bullshit. Women have timelines. You in 7th grade... writing your
How
name
do you know
out,
all this
houses, because I
about
used to sit next to girls and they would write the house, the name of the dog and the kids.
Yeah,
and the
I remember that.
Yeah, they used to do that.
You don't remember that game?
You did that.
No, I was in. I was
wrote,
right.
You ain't never
I
drew
was
that
listen,
picture.
swear to God, I was writing blood signs on my nose.
Gang, gang.
I like that. Yeah.
That's what I writing rap lyrics.
Yeah. So that's what women
Hey, but
do.
in my 20s, I really noticed that women throw a lot into relationships because I was like all over the place in my 20s. Like, didn't have my own place. I had my own money, but I was a mama's boy. Like, I always had a place to stay, so I know I didn't have my own place like 21, 22. I would meet a girl, like, spend the night the first night, and then the next day it's like, are you coming home? Like, home?
Yes,
Motherfucker, what you mean home?
Exactly, bro.
I mean, but I'm like, I'm coming home in a minute. You know?
Got him.
Yeah, but
And that's why most of relationships in my 20s did not work because they didn't even get the chance to know my ass. Like, I didn't get a chance to know them either, but they was like, okay, well, we all in already.
Yep.
Never agree
because
with that.
because a lot of women like that think that it's just add water, just add man, and everything is complete. You can't complete your life with a man. So when you look at
This nigga preaching on a
No, I
Sunday.
believe that. That's
like
true.
you said, like here's the thing. So when women did that, I
Mm-hmm.
dealt with that too. Like I said, and I've said this before, when women were 10, 11, 12 years old, 7th, 8th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you were getting boys trying to holler at you. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, what was happening to us? We was getting dissed.
All the time.
So now you reach high school, you used to dudes, you know you got options. You can walk away from the dude and think it's cute because you know another one to come around. Y'all conditioned. We're growing thicker skin at this point because we've been getting beat down, you know what I'm saying? So
exactly. If you didn't look like
comes,
Al B. Sure, it wasn't no girls hollering at
exactly. So they knew they could play it. So now you in high school, you graduating, you in college, you done heard so many dudes trying to holler at you. So guess what? When you 21, 22, you ready to settle down because you tired. You've been trying to be hollered at for the last 10 years.
you. Exactly.
So what happens when we turn 21, 22? We start growing a beard. We start filling out our bodies. Our voices get deeper. Now women starting to come at us. So guess what we do? We about to have fucking fun because we ain't felt this before. And women gonna say, y'all playing. No, you ready to settle down because you was bullshitting in all your teens when I was trying to holler at
You had an 8-year
So
head
now-
start.
Exactly. So now we just filling it in. We learning our swag out. We going to the club and all this. We
getting
figuring
numbers and
life
shit
out.
now.
You see what I'm saying? So we are just starting. So men are not playing. We are like exposed to something new that we never had. So now
we don't want it to end right now.
Now we playing in the 20s and we matching whatever's popular. Oh, the beard thing now. Niggas rocking the beard. They know which fad to go to because women put it out there.
So let me ask you this though. Let me ask
Yeah.
you this. If that's the case, if you knew that, like when y'all say y'all had women who were like, "Are you coming home?" and you know you really not feeling this girl. You're not feeling her at all.
You're 19, 20 years old. You feel the need to. You say, "I got some in-house poontang. I'm about
Yes.
to go for it."
But
I've done
okay,
that.
but listen, but this is what that is exactly what I'm saying. If you feel like that, if it's like, is that the great way to think? You would think I'm young, so this no.
No,
you would
I'm-
think
yeah,
I'm
you're
young,
right.
so this is why
You're
I'm
right.
thinking that way.
Yeah.
So a chick would think like you would, an older chick would be like, "Don't do that shit. Like, don't have to do that at your house. Like, get out of
Yeah,
there."
yeah.
But the young chick is like, "No,
Right.
this is what I want to do." Like,
Right.
so it's just two people on different levels, but both being young and
That's all
not
it
paying
is,
attention.
'cause
Yeah,
none
so
of
that's
us-
why women do the things that they do.
We're immature, and they always say
That's the word.
They
immature.
always say women mature faster than men. That's true, but the true statement is women mature anatomically faster than men. Mentally, it's the same. It's not like because y'all ready to settle down and have a white picket fence and that doesn't mean shit. I know women in their 30s making mistakes like they 19-year-olds. So the reality is none of us have ever
I'm
been.
gonna name them. I got a list. I'm
You
name
gotta
them
pull
all.
out that list.
Please
But
pull out the
none
notebook.
of us have ever been to tomorrow. That means when you were young, you didn't experience anything. You just felt that was the right thing to do. Let me go over here. I'm with my boys. Oh man, yeah, I'm laid up over here. Shamika house. You know what I'm saying? It's our house. Like that was the thing to do. And she's trying to use him to fill a void. He's trying to use her to feel like he's the man. And you got
Exactly.
two dumb motherfuckers together, and they just making dumbass
Please
bets.
That's exactly
listen
what
to
it
this.
was.
Listen
Exactly.
to
That's
this.
exactly what it was.
So that's all it is. It don't matter which demographic you come from, poor, rich. If you 18 and you got a girl that's trying to get you to move with her, you are just young. You think this is the thing to do. So we
Exactly.
follow our hearts. Men follow our hearts just like women do.
But okay,
Yeah,
so
we call moms.
the,
We ain't coming home tonight.
the
Exactly.
only point that I'm trying to make with that, because I see people say, well, she should have known better. She should have known better. Like it's like two people doing something stupid. It's just like I just get irritated because I can admit my fault. So I get irritated when I see other people not admitting.
Yeah.
You fucked up too. Like two people just fucked up.
That's why I hate when I hear women say, "Oh, you know, he knew what he was getting into, or he should have this." Well, at this point, everybody should have knew. It don't matter man or woman, because dumb people do dumb shit. When you heard the saying, "If you knew better, you do better."
Exactly.
That applies to everybody. So when you got young people making grown up decisions, 30-year-old decisions. Like marriage is the easiest thing to do outside of having kids.
Yes.
Because right now you can meet a dude tomorrow and y'all can be married on Tuesday.
Yes.
That's a reckless move that you can make, but people use marriage to fix problems versus saying, "Hey, I'm in love with this person. I want to build a future." He say, "Well, I don't want to lose her," or she, "I don't want to lose him. Let's go down to the courthouse." And then they do it because they both dumb. But the fact
Exactly.
of the matter is,
That's great.
the fact of the
About
matter
90% of our guests have been divorced. And we had conversations about that.
I'm recently divorced.
Are you?
Yes.
So damn, every guest has been
Right.
divorced.
Listen.
100%.
Let's get in your business.
Yes, ma'am.
She ready to...
Let's turn the tables. So you're recently divorced.
Yes, ma'am.
When did this happen? What month, year?
I filed in October, and it was finalized the 20. It was finalized 2 weeks ago.
He filed.
I was about to say a man that filed. Oh, he was sick of her shit.
So
Yeah.
we haven't heard anything about this lady.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, she's not that type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Great,
I respected
okay.
her wishes, but at the same time, she was a very good woman. But we just didn't work together for where we were going in life. You know what I'm saying? The type of guy that I am and the type of woman she is, it shouldn't have happened. You know, we did a lot together. She popped up on my timeline here and there, but it was
Ooh, I like
we
this.
grew out
Secrecy.
of. No, yeah, I'll tell
I'm
her
glad
now.
he said that.
I
Yeah.
love
I'm glad he
this.
said that because
That's
people
what I
down me
do.
for not putting my girlfriend
That's what
on my
I do.
timeline. I'm like, okay, first of all, this is a real world relationship. We don't need the acceptance of Facebook.
I love this.
I don't post her on there because she doesn't like Facebook. She's not a social media person. She's not on there every 5 minutes. Like I look at, like every once in a while I go to her page and she maybe like posted something from work
Exactly.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because when women, it's a lot of women that have dudes that just don't fuck with Facebook.
Exactly.
And they
Well,
be
some of
like-
them niggas can't read.
Yeah, that too. But the thing
Send a
is, you
couple
got,
posts.
Oh, my nigga don't fuck with Facebook.
Yeah.
Girl, that nigga could not spell.
and all you'll see is a
Why that
picture.
nigga ain't on there?
Yeah, all you'll see is a picture of his hand, and that's it on her
I
leg.
think that is so cute, though. I think that is so
If
cute.
you
that's
don't
cool.
stop,
That's
I want to
cool.
go to a lighter note. Because we've talked an hour about this, and I just think it's something that I think is funny.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
It's something that I think is funny, and this is something that no man could do. This is one of those double standards that only women can get away with, and this is the topic I want to talk about. Let me get my notes up. All right, a 26-year-old London woman by the name of Jasmine auctioned off her virginity for $1.4 million,
Wow.
and it was bought by undisclosed famous Hollywood actor.
Oh.
She said she did it because she was unhappy that she hadn't met a man that measured up to her standards.
Oh, my
Now,
God.
could a man do that? Could a man offering like auction off his virginity. You couldn't even auction off your virginity for $500.
No.
You couldn't.
$1.4 million.
It's gonna be trash.
Here's the thing. This is why, because men have to be more experienced and more of like more hoish for a woman to really be like. Because this is the thing. Women are more attracted to you when they hear you can slang that dick.
Yeah.
Versus, girl, he ain't
Look at her.
never had nobody. So women gonna kind of
Where's the
see
lie?
what's up. They gonna kind of see what's up. You know where their eyes going when they talking to you. They looking down to see what the print look like.
Guys,
you know what I'm saying? So,
guys, it's gonna be a great summer. I say everyone wear gray
Here
sweatpants.
we go.
Hey, I can finally wear gray sweatpants after 7 years. Shit, I'm free.
Here we go.
Shout out to Bobby
Free.
J. No, seriously.
Hey, what if it's trash though?
If
It
hers
is gonna be
I was
trash.
about to say hers is gonna be trash.
It is gonna be trash, bro.
And that's a huge double standard. Like a woman wouldn't pay that much money because she's like, this nigga don't know how to fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
But a man would be like, she don't know how to fuck. Ooh, I'm paying that money.
Yeah.
Well, a lot
I
of
don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people nowadays believe who are virgins. I've heard this lady on lip service. I heard this chick say she's a virgin. She's never had intercourse, but she's done other things, and
She ain't a real virgin. Get
That's
her
what I
ass out
said.
of
That's
here.
what I said. But maybe her situation could be one of those things where she does other things, but she just hasn't been
You
penetrated.
talking about the girl from Insecure?
I don't think that was her. I think they just got some random person, but I didn't know she was. a
Yeah,
virgin either.
the girl Issa's friend, the attorney
Molly?
girl. Yeah, she's a
Is
real life
she?
virgin. Yeah,
Shout out to
Wait a
Molly.
minute. In the United States, there's a
Yeah.
virgin
black
There
that's
are
over 30.
black girl.
Ron,
Yeah,
stop
I-
it.
yeah.
I don't know. I think I would have to
Stop it.
take her to the doctor and get that proven.
Right, get
Even
that
though I
proven.
heard there's a test that could test for like if you're really a virgin.
You
But
can look. You can look.
I wonder how they could tell. What if she was just fucking like little dick niggas? Like, is it something that breaks in there?
Yeah, you're right. It does.
Listen,
It's-
and
yeah.
first of all,
I mean, what if a nigga just didn't put it all the way in and she could still pass the test? You
Women-
selling fake virginity
Nah.
out here.
Like
And
if
get
she's
that
ever
cash.
used a toy, it's over. It doesn't have the same look to it.
What the
Bobby J.
fuck?
Bobby J. been looking at.
I'm about to say you.
Open up,
You real
girl.
knowledgeable on this
Open up,
subject.
girl.
Right.
Let me check.
Yeah.
You
No.
lying.
You got supplies and equipment at the house.
Right.
You lied to
Put your
me.
legs in these stirrups, baby.
I need to check.
Right.
No, but so what? And you know
What
what?
you mean? So what?
Just because you don't believe that she a virgin don't mean that she not a virgin. Women, stop worrying about what these dudes believe. If you are, you proud
Every
about it,
woman
that's
think
great.
they a virgin because they ain't had sex in 2 years, and that's the excuse they use too. They be
That
like,
is so not true.
Women always
I don't
lie.
believe a woman can go more than 3 months, not even 1 month
Women
without
be
having sex.
lying.
I don't believe it.
I went 2 years. Stop it.
I do not. Well,
Stop
hey, I
it.
can't just
I
sit here and
bet
say
them
I don't believe
batteries
you.
was dead in the mug.
They were.
That mug used to cry when you come in that room.
But what I like to use
She
is
was taking that
Duracell.
motherfucker to the movies.
Duracell
had
is great.
She had some jumper cables. She used to tap them together. Tap, tap, tap.
Had a
Listen,
generator in the room.
because I didn't have to listen to his mouth after it was done.
Bet your
I'm
light
like,
bill was
listen.
high. She had to plug that mug in.
I just like, okay, go put it up. It's great. Didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to listen to you, bitch. Didn't have to cook
You didn't have
for
to
you.
cook for that motherfucker. I knew you was
Nothing.
about to say that.
Nothing. I had to do nothing.
That's why I tell fellas, man, jack off before you go out to the club.
Exactly.
You won't make no bad decisions.
Women say that too. I tell women all the
Nah,
time.
if I jack off, I'm not
It
even
don't work
leaving the
for
house.
women.
Hey, Ron,
Why
don't
the
be like,
motherfucker call me? I'm already asleep.
Right.
Right,
and
There's
right,
no
you
need
go.
after that.
Ron drooling, talking about, hey, boy, you still going? No.
No, I'm cool, cuz.
Yeah, I'm good.
You make terrible decisions
Hey,
if
that's-
you do not just, you know what I mean, take care of that. You know what I mean? You got to take care of that these days because you're not thinking right.
Some women do. Y'all need, you know what I feel like? I feel like y'all need to, especially you, y'all need to surround yourself with better women, man.
Better women. I don't surround myself
What?
with any women.
It just sounds
Elaborate
I have
on that.
I have moms and grandparents.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
you just
like
got
that.
divorced. You shouldn't have been surrounding yourself with anyone.
Yeah, I don't surround myself with. I'm a person
Now she's
that
judging
I
you.
don't
'Cause
get.
I'ma
I don't
get
let
on like I
people
get
get
on
close
you.
to me. Yeah, I don't let. And it's not that I think I'm better than anybody. I just don't let people get close to me because it's just. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I have anxiety and stuff like that, so I don't let people get too close. You know what I'm saying?
The truth about Bobby J.
Yeah, I really do.
It's
Like,
all coming out.
yeah, I really do. So
What's really funny? Oh, let me
right?
you make a book like that. Look at her coming up with
It
ideas.
was really funny.
The Juice is Loose 2018. Y'all dropping
Bobby out, he free. But no, man, like, you know, look, I'll be around people that are very positive or just have an optimistic outlook on life. People that are always and having miserable issues and stuff. Like sometimes I just like my boys, we go kick it. And our rule is we're not going to complain when we out kicking it. We might talk about a problem here or there or something like that, but we just want to go out and have a good time. We don't talk about old ladies or nothing like that. It's just, hey, we just going to go out man to man. We're going to have a good time because you can be hemmed up in the corner and your boy just spilled this whole relationship problem.
Fucked your night up.
Yeah, so now you ain't feeling your drink or nothing. You're like, damn, nigga, like, damn, you know, you're going to be right back with her.
If you could record those moments and send them to me, I would like to play them back and listen. I'm trying to get inside the minds
of men.
Let me talk about that nigga crazy.
Don't do it. That's confidential. We don't need y'all with that type of information. That's sensitive materials.
It don't matter though. Women, you can get women to like. People be like, bro, why you telling everything, bro? Like, listen, women like who they like. They gonna push the envelope to get what they want, and that's why they're in the situations they in. Not because they are experts at choosing men. Like women be like, I can spot a dog a mile away. Well, if you that damn talented, why you can't see a good nigga in front of you? Like your superpowers fucked up.
Most of the women I see say that, like, how could you have 4 kids? None of the baby daddies are around, but you are such a good judge of men.
Women are not. Women
then
are
what
horrible.
happened?
Women are horrible, and I'm generalizing on this one. Women need to let men do what we do. Men are natural hunters. We love to hunt. If y'all too forthcoming in the beginning, like that's a natural instinct for men. We like to hunt women. Like I tell people, use the analogy of giving a cat a injured mouse and so he can eat it or whatever. That cat's gonna stay in that yard and toss that mouse and play with it for hours to make himself feel like he caught it before he eats it.
Ooh, look at this. That's part of the book.
This nigga preaching on Sunday once again.
Yeah, so when a woman gives a man everything up front, what does he have to work for?
Women, but here's the thing, and me being a woman, me being a woman, I can actually answer that question for a lot of you ladies. Don't worry about it.
Impatient.
No, that is true. There are a lot who, I mean, there's different kinds. Like you said, there are some who are like, no, time is running up. I'm trying to get this. And social media has a lot to do with that.
Yes,
you see other people, your friends being happy, or even people you don't know being happy, and you're like, damn, I want that. However, you're not seeing the bad side of that shit. Right. They not showing pictures when they arguing and shit. Like, hey, new argument. Like, they're not showing that. So
new argument.
So you want the good shit. That's what you want.
Right.
But there are some women who are like, I know this nigga like to chase me, but the problem is, at some point in time, the chase is going in. Like, you know, like, even if you don't give all of yourself, you like, I've been with you for 10 years, I still don't know how old you are. I keep chasing you. Like,
I'm a nigga, I don't mind running up on a fresh kill that I ain't have to shoot. I don't know who shot that motherfucker, but shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it every once in a while.
Right. You hit a deer. Let me go ahead and take this home and tell him I shot it.
Yeah, I'm type of nigga to throw it on the back of my truck and I'm headed to the house. Like I'm cool with that every once in a while, but just don't. And one thing I gotta say about females, y'all had a confidence for that. Just like you said, like from an early age, you guys are getting like everything thrown at you as far as like men and sexual experiences and shit. Like a man, you ever been with the fellas or something? He was like, "I'm gonna fuck her."
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't know if you gonna fuck her. Nigga, you have no idea if she gonna let you. But a woman could be like, "I'm gonna fuck him," and that shit's going down.
Yeah. So, but think about
it. They have power.
when you're right. When they said when a dude said that in high school, whatever, you like you don't know.
Exactly.
But when he gets in his 30s, I always tell dude, just wait on that chick till he's mid-30s. All you got to do is, and I'm giving y'all the game, but it don't matter because women don't read the damn book.
Shit, I'm waiting on this. I got my pen out.
So what you do?
And I got my arms folded.
The game that you tell a woman in her 30s that you may have been digging in her 20s, but you couldn't get with her, is when you tell her, when she's like, well, you know, what's up with you? And, you know, y'all go out on a date or something. And you like, look, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to move forward in life. You look at her in the eyes like this. These are things she want to hear.
Right.
And that's what women are fueled by, shit she want to hear.
Yep.
And when you
and
tell
they hear
her
it all the time.
When you say, these are 3 things you say, I'm ready to settle down, I'm ready to move forward in my life. And then if you remember the names of her kids, if she only told them to you once, she's like, oh shit, you just name off the kids.
Listen to this shit, ladies.
They don't care because women like what they like. They don't listen. This free game.
But listen,
true or false.
But also, men, understand this: when you telling the person what they want to hear, and you dragging this person along, like, yeah, I'm telling you what you want to hear, and then you fuck around and you get fucked up, and you be
Damn.
like, no, I'm serious because I know. You know what? I think
Right.
I think like this. Now, so I got a son. Like I said, I think different. I got a brother. I had a brother, and I'm like, listen, these hoes are crazy.
Yeah.
You keep telling the person what they want to hear, and you like, yeah, I know I'm lying to this person. All right, so when you get in the toe tag and your family like, I don't know how this happened. You knew because you told the nigga stop messing with her,
Yeah.
and he kept going. And this is what I mean about be responsible about things that you do. If you are going to play those games, when shit happens, like she pop up pregnant because you telling her what she want to hear, and then she putting your ass on child support because you like, I didn't really want to be with her, but you told her, and then she start doing this fucking shit to you. And this is being a woman because I see it all the time, and I'm like, well, you know, you kind of played those cards, so you got what you deserve. Like, this is what happens. Stop fucking lying. I've had a dude tell me, nope, I just want to fuck. And I'm like, great, thank you.
But think about this. Think about this. The same happens to men. So if you get a man that's been knocking chicks down, if he's
knocking chicks down.
Knocking them down.
If he's 20-0 on like, you know, his pull-out game,
Undefeated.
shit, he gonna be like, you know what, I'm good at this. And that one at number 21 gonna hit him, boy.
Yep.
And then she's like, you know, knocked up, and he thought that he was gonna get away with it. Listen,
and then you on shows talking about cause my nigga a good nigga. My nigga good. He lied and shit,
Right.
but he's still a good nigga. And I'll be in the show talking about he got what he
All right, but
deserved.
one thing, just like you just said about lies, and then women
Stop lying.
wanting to hear what they want to hear. Nowadays, women put what they want to hear on Facebook.
they put it out there. You can be
Y'all
on a date
making
with
it.
a girl.
It's not a lie because we saying like, shit, this what she want to hear. She telling me what she don't want to hear and what she wants to hear.
But it's a lie because you know what? My cousin, she had to tell me. She was like, there's certain questions that you ask a man. I'm not going to tell you these questions, but she's like, there's certain questions that you ask a man.
We want to hear the question.
You'll never hear them to get him, and it worked. I'm like, damn. Asking the wrong questions.
Right.
I should be
I always
asking
tell
these.
women that too.
And
Women
No,
ask
we
the
want to
wrong
know the
questions.
questions.
You'll never
goddamn.
know.
But
No.
here's the thing.
It's
Whatever
the
she
G-code.
told
We
you,
need to talk after
you
the show.
ain't even got to tell me. But whatever she told you, she didn't tell you the information you needed to hear.
Yeah, no.
Because if it's information if it's questions you need to ask men, it's information that is pertinent to keeping you from being misused or being able to hear what he got to say and then make an exit, or do you remain in a relationship? If it's those type of questions, then cool. But if she's like telling you questions to get a nigga and all this
No,
stuff,
not to get him, not to get him. I know how to get him.
yeah.
You know what? For a lot
So the
of
questions
women,
are to evaluate a nigga?
no, yeah. I mean, basically, no, seriously. A woman, I don't care what nobody says, a woman does not have a hard time getting a man. When people be like, you should just get married. These hoes can't get married. These hoes can get married.
Not really.
These hoes can get you know what? No.
No.
Listen, let me tell you. No, let me tell you.
Not really.
Absolutely not.
There's a difference between a good marriage and you just getting married because a nigga just want to get somebody to get married to.
They can get married if they move to Texas.
A lot of
like
people-
everybody else is.
Right.
I know a lot of people who are and I don't even know him personally. I just see him and I'm like, bitch, you look miserable.
Yeah.
And he look miserable too. But it's just something y'all wanted to do because one, you saw everybody else doing it, and then you still need the place to stay. So you like, shit, I need to secure the house.
Right.
So I need to stay where I need to stay. It is not hard to get married because it's hard to get a man who's like, no, seriously, I'm planning this out, the whole proposal. That's hard.
Yeah.
To have a discussion like, so what is we doing?
But
that's
think about
not hard.
Think about what you're saying though. Women are setting themselves up. When
I
women start
agree.
living in reality, y'all will stop getting your hearts broken.
Hey, listen,
This has
agree.
nothing to do with men.
And
because-
y'all ask what are we doing way too early when we ain't doing shit.
exactly.
It's like what
I like
one week in, what are we doing?
I like an honest person.
We learning each other.
because you kind of want a woman.
Y'all make us that question can make a man lie because you want to hear something. You putting us on the spot.
Exactly.
Like we can I say if
Exactly.
we got a 2 week, 3 week, 1 month rule and 1 week later, what are we doing? I haven't figured it out yet. But if you tell a woman that, then all of a sudden it's gonna cause a rift. Like
Well, shout out to shout out to all the men that done been
you
honest.
can't what are we doing?
Shout out to all
Like
the men
in the middle of
that's
a
been honest to
fucking
me.
bite it bite a chicken or something.
But you honestly know, like, okay, like you said when you got into your relationship, y'all knew each other beforehand.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, I wasn't ready to settle down. I still wanted to do what I wanted to do. And you made that known.
No, don't say that. I didn't say I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I said basically my life wasn't in order.
And he still wanted to do it anyway.
Hers was already in order. Okay, this is the situation.
So you tell me through that time you didn't talk to nobody.
No, I'm the type of person when I'm broke, I ain't got time for sex. I ain't got time. I mean,
that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was trying to get my life together.
But the point,
and she allowed me to do that because she already had hers. Like, I didn't want to be that dude. Like I said, when I first met her, she picking me up. She taking me out to eat and shit, and I appreciate it. But it's like, I'm one of those people, like, I stay in the house. I don't have to eat. I'll make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I ain't got it. Mm-hmm. I can't be, like, I don't want you investing time in me, and when I get my shit together, I might not want you or something.
Yeah.
That might sound cruel, but I had to wait.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. See, I understand that y'all say, like, women can't handle the truth. Not all women can. But some women, we do want that. Like you said, I'm not ready because I got to get myself together. Either way, you said I don't want to do this right now because I can't.
Though.
No, seriously. Some situations it works because his worked. His worked.
But he decided to be that person.
And that's what I'm saying. If you are to tell a person, like, hey... no, I'm not. I know I got shit to do. I've been in that situation too. After my relationship, I'm like, no, I got shit to do. Like, I can't think about dating or doing other shit, and I got to pick myself back up and get my shit together. Right. So, yeah, I understand you like me, and that's great. However, I'm not really trying to do that because it's going to throw me off focus from what I'm really trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And just like I said, when we're in our 20s and we're running across those women and try to pull you in and you're not ready, and you just go along with it because it's something new and fresh.
Yeah.
Like, she confused me. Like, is this one of those people I was meeting in my 20s? To where, like, I moved right in on her, and all of a sudden, I don't like this bitch in a month? You know what I mean? I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
So when I got, like, my place, got my shit together, got my car, started taking her out, she was still the same. But I still waited. Like, shit, hey, these women are tricky. Like, shit, I waited a minute.
Yeah,
and then it was like I got to the point to where, okay, if I keep on waiting, this motherfucker's going to move on.
But nothing is...
So then I locked it down.
But the fact is, you still got yourself together, and then you were like, okay, that's great. Like, tell a person, because women, we do that too. We can do that too. Like, a smart woman, not who y'all talking about. Yeah, y'all talking about a lot of women, crazy ones, but there are some women who are like,
you always have to put asterisks in front of comments.
Listen, I'm going to speak for ladies. I'm going to speak for you. Don't worry, I'm here. There are a lot of women who are like, dude, I could play you. I could play you. I could suck you dry, literally. But I could suck you dry. And then
how is that playing somebody?
Right.
And
we enjoy that from time to time.
Financially. Like, you got women who I've seen it done before, and I'm like, damn.
But think about it.
Punching the mic.
Women try to play these games. This is the thing. Women will never win with me.
It's not winning.
But no, here's the thing. Y'all think it is because the fact that you're exerting energy into trying to play it. Here's the thing. Me and Ryan, as men, we can walk away with something more valuable to you than you can walk away with something that's valuable to us. You can take all our money, but I took something from you.
What'd you take?
Your body.
Fuck that. You know what? Listen, your emotional attachment. Listen,
we can walk away from something and not give a damn. And women try to play it.
No, there are some women who would be like, and I'm here to speak for those women who are not like that. There are some women who would be like, oh my God, he's right. He fucked me. Great. Congratulations. It was great too. If it was trash, I'd be mad. But if it was great, I'd be like, yeah, we did. And when things get better, that could probably happen again.
Listen, a 2 for $20 at Applebee's ain't got shit to do with me having you bent over and beating your shit out.
And it doesn't.
It don't matter.
And it does, but since I don't
this show
and you gonna think about me for years.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not gonna think about that 2 for $20. You gonna think about me for years.
But the crazy thing is, y'all, I love how men generalize and y'all be like, oh, there are no. Me being a woman, there are women who don't care.
Really?
Like there are women who do not care if you say, hey, you remember that time? Fuck yeah, I remember that time.
Bullshit. Women, listen.
Hi, Bobby J. I'm Bianca.
No, listen,
nice to meet you.
Listen.
I don't give a no.
No. Here's the thing. There are some women. I'm not going to generalize on them. There are some women that can hit it and be like, you know what, or can do whatever, and they just
head game was fire. Thank you.
But when y'all have a fail rate of damn near 90% in that area, because listen, every woman that I fuck with, that I'm a big girl, I ain't worried about this, and then you hit it, and they like, well, shit, god damn.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Then it's a different story.
But she was like that before.
How many videos do you see on Facebook of niggas busting women's windows versus what I say? Women busting niggas windows versus niggas busting women's windows.
I don't see a lot, but I tell you
because women are fucking crazy, and when y'all get the dick, y'all go do crazy shit like that.
But I tell you what I see now. I see a lot of females getting killed by these niggas afterwards. I see a lot of I see a lot of niggas
Okay, that is the sad part.
Let's
I will
be
admit.
honest.
I mean, I don't know these niggas. I don't know what the motive was.
I know
Yeah.
personally.
When did this happen?
Personally, I know 3 people. Personally
That got
who dudes they try to break it off with like, no, I'm good. Da, 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 da.
okay. And so let's look at this.
Listen to this
Turn
shit.
on
He said-
Snap. Turn on TLC and watch. and what's the other Lifetime? All them bitches killing they niggas. They putting a
Lifetime
teaspoon.
is-
They putting them a real story. They putting a teaspoon of antifreeze in this Kool-Aid every 2 days, and that shit come out like a natural
Yes.
death.
Listen, forensic
Women
fans
do that
actually,
shit.
Actually, no.
Women kill us too.
They put something in antifreeze, and now you can tell. But
It's sweet.
just in case you
It'll
want to
still
know.
get you.
And
It's
but
sweet.
Just-
Just how you knew that, you know the new shit to use now.
Just in
Snap, they educate you guys on how to fucking
And then-
take us
and then
out
They tell you not
and
to
get away with
Well,
it.
forensic files, men kill women all the time. But this not the point.
I don't watch forensic
Y'all
files.
got a whole channel dedicated to women killing men.
Shout
Yes.
out, we coming up, man. We doing
Y'all
marches.
first
We
48 holding it down too.
We
Y'all
doing
taking
marches. We
Y'all
get-
just had National Women's Day. We don't
get-
get one of those.
we get
Exactly.
t-shirts
It's too much
made.
shit dedicated to y'all.
Exactly.
We getting just
Y'all get everything.
Shout
Women
out to
get
women,
everything.
man. We doing it, man. This our
Nah,
year.
women get everything.
All
'Cause
2018,
y'all
y'all,
can
we
be
doing
sold
it.
on shit. That's
But no, seriously. Here's my here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are crazy men too.
Yes.
Like you may think about the dudes you hang around with. You like none of my niggas are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Great. But the niggas that probably your niggas don't like, them niggas over there crazy.
Yeah,
no,
of
what
course.
I'm saying women deal with that all the time. A dude ain't gonna be like, fuck that bitch, man. That bitch crazy. Every time I do. Yeah, you'll put that shit on social media,
Mm-hmm.
but let her show her screenshots. Her screenshots is, no, I was just playing. Listen,
A real
ask
man
Pro.
wouldn't do that because just the fact of just,
We ain't talking about real men.
I'm about to say, all right, any man, if you posting things about women on Facebook in a negative light,
Seen
you
it.
look like a bitch.
Seen it, and they do. And
Because why would you come to Facebook with this shit?
I've seen
If
it.
you over it, like,
some of them
there's
be
no reason to
responding,
post
though. Some
something
of them
that
be-
you're over it if you're over it.
But
There's no
some
reason for a post.
Some dudes be responding though, cause I ain't gonna lie. If my baby mama took to social media, I'm just gonna have to fight fire with fire. That's the type of guy that I am. If you gonna come to me, I'm not just gonna come out the blue. But if you come at me, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm going at the ankles.
about
I'm
to
about
kill.
to take her shit.
This was the
out. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I ain't got no love for you at that point, and I'm gonna utilize it to the best of my abilities to tear your ass
But
up.
what I'm saying is, being a woman,
Mm-hmm.
dudes are different. They do the same things. No. They
Dude,
do-
y'all,
We
what
don't
y'all,
do the
what
same
y'all think the
thing.
next generation about to look like? Because all these little pussified ass boys really about to be on some
you
bullshit.
must
I
have put
agree.
a post and they were like really mad.
Who? What
you
post?
Put some, I don't know what. I can't remember what it was. I should have screenshot it, but it was so hilarious. It was. I said,
Fuck 'em.
I'm down for anybody who's pissing people off.
Fuck
I
'em.
try to do it on a daily. If I get 10 people a day, I know I've done my job. But no, it is. It's. I'm just saying. Dudes will say certain stuff like they don't do shit. Like y'all get on Facebook like, oh, I don't. And I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is there are a lot
Yeah,
of.
'cause I don't do
dudes-
that shit.
There are a lot of dudes who do certain, who say they don't
Clacking
do certain
bottles and
stuff,
shit.
and they do. Like you in there begging, and you in there like. It's like a front. Like it's a front. Like
But that's you. Well, here's the thing. You're talking about social media. Facebook is a front. When
I'm not. I just
The
social
whole
media.
thing is a sham.
That's why it's called Facebook. People
But-
don't understand. People try to say that Facebook ain't real. Facebook is real to a degree of who you really are. Even if you fake, you're fake. Because Facebook is your face. It's the first thing we see when we see you. How do you fake on social media for 8 years? You see what I'm saying? So even though a person's fake on social media, it's really who they are. You see what I'm saying? So you can say, oh, dude acting like this, and this. But when you meet him, he ain't like that. But he's going to act like that in person. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even though you fake on social media, you're being real because you're fake in real life. So Facebook is real. That's the reality. How
Yeah.
you going to fake for that long? With me, I'm a,
Exactly.
I'm a
I
read-
agree with that one.
Yeah, I'm a read between the lines type person. I don't look at what the motherfucker's showing me in the camera. I'm looking behind them like, let me see what's going on behind you. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your lifestyle really like? Them be the motherfuckers that's putting on the biggest fronts because the more you got to prove to people, the less you got.
I agree.
People gonna see it. I can't fake a mountain behind me and waterfalls and shit. That's just what I do.
Bobby J be doing that shit just to.
Yeah, I like
motherfuckers.
fucking with y'all though. I like
Look
because
at
it be a Tuesday. It be a random
Look
Tuesday.
at this mountain, bitch. You see these clouds?
I'm honoring. That's
like,
me getting it right.
I can touch these bitches. I'm in outer space, niggas. Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Hey, my
Hey, the
Netflix-
funny thing about those pictures when I see them, and I love to see people do that, like get out and travel and like do real shit, because a lot of people just. All right, first of all, when they really see people living, they hate you.
They hate you, bro.
They fucking hate you because now all of a sudden their 100 post about some fucking bottle or some fucking club experience doesn't seem so extravagant.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to. All right, I took this month. Everybody think it's voluntary. Like I blocked off Facebook like 5 weeks. And when me and my girl go to a restaurant, get something to eat and shit, and I wasn't taking a picture of the shit, I just realized how stupid I've been like for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm not taking a picture of my plate. Everywhere I go, like, my girl, she the type, we pull up somewhere, she already out of the car, she waiting to lock the motherfucker. I'm in there about to tag myself in the place. It's like, that shit is so senseless. It don't even make, I mean, I'll still do it every once in a while when I got a message with it.
Yeah.
But the shit, it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. And then when you stop doing it, oh, that nigga broke now.
Yeah.
That nigga ain't got no money.
Does that consist of all tags? Because I like to tag myself at the gym.
Well, here's the thing: the gym is actually good because we're in a healthier era right now.
Okay,
like
that's
people, it's influencing people. When I look at mine, I always tell people I'm actually trying to influence people because I'm tired of South Beach, I'm tired of New Orleans, I'm tired of Mexico, I'm tired of the Caribbean, Nassau, and all this stuff. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go to these mountains, let's go to these clouds, let's go see these. Like it's something different now. I ain't been to Hawaii like this nigga over here, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
All them mountains and
For
shit
days.
ain't got nothing to do with Hawaii, so it's on the list.
But when
though.
I saw those mountains, like, as a person who was just starting to travel, because when I was younger, I was just fucking stupid, like burning, like, tanks of gas, riding around this raggedy motherfucker, and I could have been somewhere else. Like, when I saw that, I don't know where the hell you were, like, it was like these little fucking, like, houses at the bottom of a mountain and shit. I looked at that shit like, God. I told my girl, matter of fact, that day, I think she was here, like, we need to do some.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thinks about things like that.
Where'd you go?
That was at Mount Hood in
That shit
Oregon.
looks so cool.
And
Like, they got little huts at the bottom.
yeah, I just came from Crater Lake, which is a volcano. It was 7,000. It was 11,000 feet high, but the crater 7,000 years ago it blew, and it blew like the top 4,000 or 5,000 feet of it. So the top is now a lake. So the top of the mountain when you go up, so it's a picture. You'll see it. It's called Crater Lake, and it took about an hour to get up there. But it was hour driving, hiking. I'm glad I didn't have to hike. So this was like breathtaking, man. I tell people,
Why didn't you hike?
It was just easier to drive because hiking took me probably half a day.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Before I forget this, I gotta say this. Months ago, when you put up a story, since you joke a lot, I thought you was playing.
Right.
When you said like you were lost out in the fucking, hey, we got to hear that story, bro.
Yeah, so that
I
was
wanna
a real
hear it.
story. Okay, so if you get into Oregon, Portland and Washington is right next to each other. It's Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. They like KCK, KCMO. So you land in Portland, and the biggest thing you see is Mount Hood. Mount St. Helens used to be bigger than Mount Hood, but it blew in 1982 or 83. You can see that actual footage of it blowing. But anyways, I decided I'd start going to see waterfalls. So I went to Silver Falls. I went to Multnomah Falls. Multnomah Falls like 200 feet high. It's dope. But I was wanting to go to Ramona Falls, and Ramona Falls is like a cascading waterfall that hits the rocks and stuff, and it just looks dope. So that was my last day. I was like, I'm gonna go do this. So this is gonna be a few minutes story, but I'll go ahead and break it down to you.
Oh, we ready? I want to hear this shit.
Yeah. So when you go, it's at the base of Mount Hood, and again, you have to just see Mount Hood. Even if you look at pictures online, Mount Hood is just not what you think. When you're there, when I first seen it, I'm like, whoa, like it's an hour and a half away, but it looks like it's right there. You know what I'm saying? So I looked up Ramona Falls. That was the last one. So this was a Friday. I got to the base about 4:00. So when you get there, you have to climb over this river. It's a raging river, but the river is only a couple feet high. So you can either walk through it, walk on the rocks. So they got these down trees that you can walk across. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna walk over the log or over the bricks and the rocks or whatever. So I did that. I get to the other side, and as I'm walking, the river is to your right the whole time. So I'm noticing people are coming back, and I'm like, I see two friends or a family coming back, and yep, that's it. So the trail is an hour and a half to get there, and it's ground level, so I'm not in any danger. It was
Fucking
64 degrees, and this is probably an hour and a half away from there. That's how massive that is. So I'm walking, and it's a long trail. I'm like, man, it's cool. I'm still seeing the river going by me. I get to the falls an hour and a half later, and I didn't see anybody going. Mm-hmm. It was a couple ahead of me, but they was running and stuff, and they was jogging or whatever. So I get to the falls. I take video and picture and stuff, and then the couple are leaving as I'm getting there. And I could have took the same way back. If I took the same way back, I would have been cool. But it's called Ramona Loop, where you loop around. And I'm like, Ramona Loop, duh, it goes back to where you started. But I wanted to see something different. So it brings you further into the forest. Now, the forest is not like woods. The forest is the forest. You have 200-300 feet tall trees, and they're all the same height. It creates a blanket over the mountain. You don't really see the mountain. It's just this green, and I'm gonna show you a picture of it. This doesn't even show the magnitude of the mountain that I'm on, but while you're walking, it's darker in there because you can't see anything. So I'm about to show you real quick. So this is part of Mount Hood. All those trees are 200 feet high.
Damn.
So the ground in there is 200 feet below that. All those trees are uniform. So as I'm going through the loop, I enjoyed the waterfall, and then I'm like, damn, okay, this is longer than I thought because it's supposed to be an hour and a half. I missed the sign, I guess. So I'm going through, and I'm going, and when I get to the water, I'm like, oh, I hear the water. I'm like, shit, I know where I'm at now. I get to the water's going the opposite direction, the river. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I know the water was going this way. I can recall it. I'm like, no. So I crossed over those logs.
I'm nervous listening.
Yeah. Right. So I crossed over those
like
logs.
I'm there now.
Listen, I'm forgetting he's right here. Like, what happened?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, this is the scariest feeling ever. But it didn't start hitting me. So as I'm walking into this area, it starts to go up the hill. And I'm like, okay. So you go up, and then it zigzags. You can't go up those hills straight up because they're so steep. So it zigzags. And I'm going up this hill for maybe almost an hour and a half, 2 hours. Shit. And as I'm going up, I can see the sky. And I'm like, man, I'm almost to the top. But I keep walking, and I'm not getting to the top. And I'm getting frustrated because I'm thinking the higher I get, I can look down and see where I'm at. But I never reached that point. So before I know it, it's about 6:50. My phone still had juice. There's no mobile service in there. It's just too hilly. So I'm walking, and it's starting to rain. It's starting to get cold. And because the sun is going down, it gets cold in there really fast. So I'm walking, I'm getting to the top, and then it just gets pitch black. And I'm talking about, this is not outdoors black, like when it's 11 p.m. outside or 1 in the morning. Black in there is black, not dark. It's black. You can't see anything. So I grab my phone, it's raining, and I turn my flashlight on, and I had like 60-something% on my battery, but I had to walk another 30 minutes with the flashlight because the trail is only probably as wide as your body, you know? So as I'm walking, I'm freezing. All I had on was a hoodie, pants, and running shoes. So I know I had on a Scully too, and then I had a bubble vest on. So as I'm walking, I'm like, okay, this should lead me to somewhere, and the panic feeling is this is real. Something's happening. I'm hoping I see a white dude walking with light on his forehead or something, you know what I'm saying? But I don't realize how high I just walked. Mm-hmm. So I'm walking, and I get to a trailhead, and the trailhead is a sign, and it tells you where you're at. As I'm flashing my flashlight on it, there's like this coating over it to keep it, from deteriorating in nature. The reflection was coming off, so I couldn't tell which trail I was on or where I was at, how to get out of there. And I'm hearing like cars going by. I'm like, damn, okay, I'm near the road. Something got to be out here.
Exactly.
So I'm walking, and my phone dies, and I had no light.
Oh, fuck.
So as I'm walking, I'm trying to see, and I can't see. So I'm looking like I can see a little bit from the water droplets and stuff because it was raining the whole time, and I'm drenched. So as I'm walking, I'm trying to go through this other trail where I hear that sound coming from. And as I'm walking, it's just too dark. So I walk back, and next thing I know, I slip and fall. I fall like 20 feet.
Fuck.
Yeah, and this ain't no just fall and slide. And this is tumbling, falling, hitting trees and branches and logs. And I tore something up on my thigh. It was something lateral something, and I fractured my foot. And I couldn't, after that, I get up. I'm laying there for a minute. I'm like, dang, I'm hurt. I got to find the trail. So I'm trying to climb my way back up, but I can't because it's way too steep. It's wet and it's cold. It was probably in the 20s up there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you got to think you're already high altitude. So as I'm walking, I kind of get back in that area, and this is probably about 8 o'clock now. My senses are changing because you can't see, you can only hear. So the sense, the dead sound in the forest is so scary. Like if you was driving and your car like veered out and you about to wreck, and that feeling you get, I kept getting that feeling like every few minutes. Like it was just that scary. So
fuck.
I'm walking and I can't find the trail. I'm at the snow now. That tells you how high I was. I'm at snow. This is October. There's no snow on the ground. It was 64 degrees when I started this hike. Mm-hmm. So I'm at the snow. It's raining. I'm freezing. You can't just walk down the mountain and make your own path. You have to find a trail because, again, it's so steep. If you hit one of them, you're gone. You're just going to fall until whatever breaks your fall, which is probably going to be a big rock or something like that. So it was scaring me to the point where I was like, okay, let me find it. So I'm up here at this snow and I'm tripping out. I'm dehydrated. By midnight, yeah, by midnight.
God damn.
Yeah, so I'm still up here by myself. I had no water, no food, no nothing. So as I started doing things, because I would walk this way and I'd be like, okay, let me see what's over here. And I was walking to this clearing and I seen it was light that looked like the light above the trees because you could the clouds or whatever. So, but it wasn't above the clouds. It was black. I mean, above the trees, it was black. So, but there it was light. I'm like, what's going on? So I walk over there, and it was just hard getting through all that brush and stuff because it's so dense in there. And I get to the end, and I'm above the clouds. That tells you how high I was.
What? Oh, my God.
So the trees ended right there, and I'm above the clouds. I couldn't see anything. I could see stars and stuff, but the sound was so dead because I'm like, hello, and it wasn't, the sound would die like right here. Like you got to understand that the sound I was hearing, I thought I was hearing cars. That was the wind. The wind, you can tell how far it was away from you because, again, you can't see. So your senses, your hearing is changing. It's peaking. So I'm hearing the wind come, and it was so cold there that I can prepare myself to hide behind a tree when the wind comes because the wind was like, whoo, like it'll hit you like a vacuum because it's valleys. It's a bunch of valleys. So I'm again, while I'm in this snow, I'm like, man, I've been in this area. I'm mapping in the snow with my feet, like these squares. Like I've been in this area, so I don't go back this way because the ground is white. I can see the ground, but if I move down further, it was like, I couldn't see the ground. So I already knew, like, if I mapped, I could say I've been in this area. Don't waste your time here. I can find the trail eventually by mapping the top of this mountain area. So again, I'm freezing, and while I'm up there, no lie, what kept me moving? Because I was thinking maybe if I just hunch down and just get some sleep or whatever, the morning will come quicker. A video of this guy, he used to play in the NBA back in the 90s. I don't remember his name, but he did a lot of drugs, and he's like homeless now, and he ended up falling asleep in a vacant house in the wintertime. And when he woke up, he couldn't feel his feet, and then they amputated some of his toes. That kept playing in my head. And this was just a video I came across years ago or something. So I was like, I got to keep moving. So as I'm everything is wet on me, drenched. My phone has water damage. It don't even work anymore. So what I would do is pull my arms in my sleeves, and I would put my hands around my waist. Around my chest and stuff to warm up. And when I would put them back out, like 10 minutes later, my sleeves were frozen solid. That's how cold it was. So
this shit is scary.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I was up there panicking. It was like a panic. And then it got to the point where, again, I'm dehydrated. I'm exhausted because I kept walking. I never stopped walking. Now I'm starting to become, like I said, dehydrated. And then my brain is starting to think weird things. So I couldn't just think. Like, if you can think something right now without saying it, I had to say it. So now my brain is changing, like how I speak and think. So I'm laughing out loud and talking to myself. anything that came to mind, I couldn't hold it in. So it was kind of a weird feeling. And that's when I knew it was like I'm watching myself deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been up here now. This was like maybe 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And I got up there started walking about 4 to the trail. So I had all this walking time and I'm exhausted. No water, anything. And I had peed a few times up there. So I'm eating the snow and trying to get water out of that. But that's so cold and it's just my body heat was not warming me up anymore. So when I would bring my arms in, it felt just the same as outside. So I knew eventually I'm going to freeze to death. So this is where it gets weird. So
this is where it gets weird?
Yeah, even weirder. Shit. No, it gets weirder like 3 more times. So as I'm walking, you hear things. You know, what I found out, they have like black bear and coyote up there and stuff like that. You hear the animals, you hear all that stuff, you hear howling, you hear, you know, just anything. It could be anything, you know. And
I would have started crying right there.
Oh yeah, I didn't cry or anything, but
I would have cried.
But I'll tell you, I eventually did. But I'll tell you what happened. So I'm up there and I sat down, and no lie, I sat on this log and I was exhausted, and the cold was hurt. It was painful. You know what I'm saying? This was like that bitter cold. It hurts. This was painful because my mind wasn't working. I didn't know what to do. I was defeated, lost. Like, man, how do I get back to this trail to get my butt out of here? Even though when I get to the trail, I can't see it. So I'm going to keep. Anyway, so I sit down on this log. I start praying. And I'm like, you know what? It's over. Sleep is better than this pain. I mean, and when you watching these shows with people out in the woods and, you know, something happened to me, man, I would have did shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's different. That nature is a beast, man. So I sat down.
And then you're cold. So when you're cold, you automatically feel like going to sleep. Yep, like that's what that does.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I go to sleep. I sit there and I put my arms in and I go to sleep. And I slept for maybe 20 minutes the way it felt. And what happened, that picture I just showed y'all, that picture flashed in my head, no lie. I had been up and down this mountain, this area for 8 hours. So that picture flashed in my head and I wake up and I said, fuck this, I'm not about to die. I said this out loud, like, fuck this, I'm not about to die. And I walked.
Cue the music like in a movie and shit.
Yeah, like the Rocky theme music. Yeah. So I stood up and I'm just looking around and I'm walking. I start walking straight ahead of me. And I walked about 50 feet and hit the trail. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is the trail. Oh shit. So I'm walking.
When you start running.
No, I couldn't because I still couldn't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was so wet down by the trail. This was like right below the snow line. Like when you see those mountains, that snow line, this was like maybe 50 feet below that.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit that trail and then it was the water droplets on it I can see from the moonlight. So I couldn't look straight at the trail. I had to look a little bit to the right or the left to actually see the trail. So I had to walk kind of like at an angle or whatever. Then remember, my leg is barely working and my foot is broken. So I'm limping, but I had adrenaline going. You know, I'm like, oh man. So I get to the trail back to where I was before I fell. And it split off to 4 different trails. I knew I already been down one. One of them brought me here, so it was 3 left. So I'm like, all right, let me go down this one. If I don't see anything for 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to come back. This one, I'm going to come back. So I did that. Boom. Damn, that's an hour wasted. Another hour wasted. So it's 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. Last one was the trail that brought me there. And I figured it out.
Ain't that a nigga's luck? The last one.
Exactly, bro. So I'm walking, and at this point, my adrenaline is going, and I'm like, man, I'm on my way because I start zigzagging. None of the trails start zigzagging, and I knew this was the one that got me up there. But it was so painful going down it because I had to use my leg to kind of stop me. So it took me an hour and a half to an hour and 45 to get up there. It took me about that time a little bit more to get down because of my leg. So I get to the logs that I cross, and I start drinking out the stream on the river. And I don't know what the hell was in that river, but I start hallucinating. And at this point, I'm crossing, and I'm seeing stuff. So in the problem with the hallucinations is the continuity. They never stopped. So if I saw something, like I would literally I would think I seen a cabin ahead. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to go there and get some help.
Yeah.
And I shake my head and it's still there. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm walking, I kept seeing like it'll be big, huge rocks, and these ain't like the rocks and boulders are big, like 7-8 feet tall that fell down from this mountain. That's how big these are. And I'm walking and it's this huge, big old bush or whatever. And no lie, I'm hallucinating so bad. Again, I'm exhausted, dehydrated. I haven't had anything to eat, and I've been walking for, at this time, maybe 13 hours, I would say.
Shit.
So no lie, my hand to God. And even though this was a hallucination, this is what I saw. So no lie, the clown from It, Pennywise.
Oh, fuck.
I swear to God. He pops up out the bushes. I swear to God. He pops up. This is how I'm hallucinating. And I'm walking, and I said, dude, what are you doing over there? I'm not lying,
what
bro.
What the fuck is you doing here, nigga?
Yeah. So I wave at him. He waved at me, and then I wave at him, and I keep walking. I walked about 40 feet, dog. I looked back. He was still there.
I'd have been walking backwards.
Look, nothing changed. Like,
were you scared?
No, I was in a dream state. So while I'm walking, I'm falling asleep. So I would see a tree there, like 20 feet ahead of me, and I'm walking. And I'm still walking, and then I would come to, and I'm at that tree. That's how I kept falling asleep. So there had been a fire up in the mountains a few months beforehand. So the fire had already been contained months before, and there was a lot of soot around. But you couldn't, like, the soot hung down. Like, it was a different type of, like, weird looking soot. You know, like if you go down south and you see that stuff hanging from the trees, like the plantations and stuff, it looked like that. So a lot of it was on the ground too. So as I'm walking and I kept getting turned around, I'm like, man, I can't freaking find my way out. And then I fall and trip, and I land in some soot. Mind you, I had blood all on me. I'm muddy because I was like diving in like down trees, like logs to lay in to get out the rain because it never stopped raining up there. So I made my way down, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, you know, so I land in that soot, and it was like the softest bed, no lie. It was like a pile of soot that I just landed in. My leg was like propped up on like a tree branch or whatever, and I just laid there. And I probably woke up like 20 minutes later, and that was like some good sleep for me, you know, but I was still like hallucinating. So as I'm walking, I'm still like falling asleep and stuff, but I'm like, man, what's going on? So I remember saying like, you know, and when I finally start hearing the river, and I came up to the area that brought me there, and I turned the wrong way because it's a gate there. It's called a horse gate, and the gate winds you. So it lets you out facing a different direction. But the sign was on the ground. It was like a little stick, and then the sign was on the ground. It said parking that way, and then it's called Bald Mountain where I was at. So I actually turned right because came out right. So I'm thinking this, but the sign didn't have white paint in it. It was like engraved, but there was no white paint, so I can see it. But they want everything to look like nature out there. So I see this sign, and I get mad immediately, and I kick it and break the sign up. I'm mad. So I can hear the river, and I'm like, I'm on my way, you know, and I start thinking like, I'm happy now. My adrenaline's going. I'm dragging my leg, you know, I'm like trying to make it. And I'm like, man, I'm going to McDonald's, and I don't even eat McDonald's. I'm like hyping myself. Yeah, I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to get me 2 quarter. I said, I'm getting me 2 quarter pounders, 2 large fries, and a large Coca-Cola.
You always start thinking about food.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I swear to God. So, but I start noticing I'm seeing fresh footprints, and I'm like, well, you know, somebody out here. You know
Were yours?
No, that wasn't mine. It wasn't mine. So it was like some of the old school boots they was the brown boots with the red laces.
Oh shit!
And it had them little look like clover leaf little prints on the bottom. That's what I was seeing. So as I'm walking, I see this guy. He had like a British accent, and he's like, "Hello, where's the? You know, how far to the waterfall?" And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
no, nigga.
yeah, I'm like, man, I've been stuck up here. You know, where's the parking lot at? He was like, about 5 minutes. No, he's about 10 minutes that way. And I'm like, okay.
I told that nigga, take me. I ain't got time to be wandering off somewhere else.
Yeah, but I had my adrenaline going. You know, I was like feeling, you know, and it happened a few times when I was like, okay, I'm finding something. So as I'm walking now, families are starting to come up. Like it was a guy and his girlfriend. He was like, oh my God, dude, are you okay? And I didn't realize the condition I looked like. You ever seen the Predator movie, like at the end when they blow everything up and the nigga come out all covered and everything? That's how I look, you know what I'm saying? I had mud on me, soot, blood. My clothes was all shredded because as I'm walking, I'm hitting bushes that just tearing your clothes up, and you just have to push through it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand how dense mountains are. So until you get to the freezing point, then there's no vegetation up there. It's just rock and snow. So I've been through all that. And then as I'm walking, this 10-minute walk took me like 30 minutes because I kept falling asleep walking, and then I would turn around or I would be facing the wrong direction. So families was walking up to me like, "Oh, are you okay? You need any water? We have granola." I'm like, "I'll take some water." And I'm like, how far to the parking lot? They was like, 5 minutes that way. So I'm like, okay. So
still 5 minutes?
The first guy.
Hold on, nigga.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The first
need
guy,
a medic.
Yeah, the first guy was 10 minutes, but it's a 10-minute walk. So I'm like halfway through. And I was just, I'm looking a mess. So they tell me which way. And like I said, this 10-minute walk took me about 30 minutes. So I'm seeing the parking lot, but it was a facade. There was nothing there. And I'm like turning corners, and because it purposely winded. And it was just nothing there. I'm still seeing the houses and stuff. No lie. So I get to the parking lot. I just pop out the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, man. And I see my vehicle and the rental vehicle. And the park ranger was there. And they were looking for me. Those were the footprints that I saw on the other side where I had came out the mountain. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Hey, are you?" You could tell, like, "You're the guy that we were looking for." And I was like, "Yeah."
I'd have cussed this nigga out. You find me when I'm at the bottom?
Right, yeah.
Nigga,
but
I was waiting on you.
Hey, that fool was like, we still looking for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Are you okay? Sit down, man." And it was warm down there a little bit, but I was still. So what was happening? The adrenaline was going away, so I had uncontrollable shaking, so I couldn't stop shaking. So they call an ambulance. He sits me down. He's like holding me the whole time, like on my shoulder, and just making sure I'm okay. And then he's like, "Lay down, man." And then I'm just like, got this shaking.
They usually have a warm pack to put it. They didn't put anything.
Yeah,
over
he did.
Okay.
So he went and got one. And crazy part is, I had one in the car, but I didn't know it. So yeah, they have a survival pack in the rental. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets one and puts it over me, and I'm warming up. You know what I'm saying? So then the ambulance comes. And it took about 7 or 8 minutes because it was a Kaiser or whatever, the Permanente or whatever, or no, it's
Kaiser Permanente
hospital.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what they have out there. So the ambulance takes me to the hospital, and I'm in there, and then they put this blanket over me. It's like really heavy, and it's running water through it or whatever, and that's to warm me up.
Mm-hmm.
So it warmed me up slowly, and the hospital ride was like 7 or 8 minutes. And I'm in there. So they bring in the park rangers there. He's talking to me like, "What happened, man?" I was like, I told him what I told y'all, but in just in easier detail because they knew where I was at. And he was like, "Oh, you were on Bald Mountain, man. Like, you got to make sure you got a flashlight and this or that." And he's like, "Matches and stuff won't really work up there because it's wet. Everything is soaking wet. There's nothing like you can do." He's like, "Man, we got black bear and coyote up here. You lucky that it wasn't like deep winter because it's less food, and they would have got into you." You know what I'm saying? So,
oh my, that would have scared me all over again,
yeah,
like 10 times more. Fuck.
Yeah, and then they had a guy that came in. He was like a therapist. He came in. He's like, "Listen, man, you're gonna need therapy." And I was just like, I don't, And he was talking to me, and then another guy came in. And he was like, "This is where you were at," and he showed me. So remember when I said the trees cleared and it was just the clouds? That there was like a 2,000-foot drop, and then there's Mount Hood right there. So if you look up Bald Mountain, and you might see a clearing, and it's like a valley. If I had tried to walk through that, I just would have fell. When I tell you, when I saw that, I couldn't stop crying, bro. Like I was like,
what
"Are you kidding?"
fuck?
He's like, "You're gonna need some therapy, man." And let's see.
He told you where you fell at?
No.
I'm about to cry right now. What the goddamn?
Like, is that Bald Mountain?
I think this is. That's
All
what it said.
keep going. I'll show you right where it was at. Dang it. I want you to see the opening. Okay, so this is kind of it right here. Dang it.
Are these trails to get up there?
Probably. It's probably just natural, but I don't think that's it. But
okay, I'll look for it.
Yeah, but the area where the trees were, where it ended, it just dropped straight down, and there's nothing but rocks down at the bottom. If I kept going, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna," I just would have fell. That would have been the end of me. You know what I'm saying? They would have
What the
found me.
fuck?
Yeah. So he said, well, listen, man, 2 weeks ago, we found 2 girls up there, froze to death. And then the day I got out the hospital, I'm in my hotel room and I'm watching TV, and they had to life flight a guy out of about an hour from where I was. He ended up in the hospital or whatever, but they talk about the fatalities and how people end up dying up there.
Well, I don't think I'm visiting that spot.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You know what? I want to say that this is the opening where the trees end at. If I can see, oh man, but this ain't helping. But like they said,
Right now, y'all might not be able to hear us. They looking up the exact location.
We're looking up, but it tells you where Bald Mountain is and Mount Hood. What does that say?
That was Mount Princeton.
Oh, okay. But this is where I was at the top of here, and I think I don't know. That wouldn't be right. That doesn't look.
That's one of the scariest stories I ever fucking heard, and I'm from the hood. Like, it take a lot to scare me,
bro. This is why I'm glad it happened to me and not anybody else, because all I do is I'm like really good in doing cardio, man. Like that's all I do.
What state was it in?
Oregon. Bald Mountain in Oregon.
Because it looks like they have a couple. They have one in Idaho, Michigan, Nevada. Okay.
It's a lot of them. So when he talked to me, he was telling me, you're going to need therapy and stuff. And he said, listen, and this explains why I keep doing this shit. So before that, I get out the hospital. First thing I go is to McDonald's.
No, that was it.
That was it.
They get 2 quarter pounders, 2 large fries.
In Oregon.
So, okay. So this looks like that trail that on the side of there, but it's hard to describe the area. But I think it was like here. I think this is more like the clearing opening, and then down here was all rocks. But this again, I'll have to look at it. But anyways, I went to McDonald's. Like I said, I went to McDonald's, got my 2 quarter pounders and my French fries, and I couldn't walk. It took me about 15 minutes to walk into, because I had got my prescription to go get my medicine and my pain medicine. So I couldn't walk until, I'm literally trying to get to the McDonald's, and I was, it was like baby steps, man, because my leg wasn't working,
Fuck.
So I get my food, and I sit there, and then I fall asleep in the car, and then I wake up, and then I go get my meds, and then it took me like 5 minutes to walk in there. Like I said, my leg wasn't working, so I ended up limping. I was limping for about 2 weeks. It just wasn't the same. But when they did the X-rays and they told me that I tore something lateral up here, and then they did a X-ray on my foot. Oh,
this is where you went up at.
Bob Mount. Oh, that looks like it. Yeah, but okay. Here we go.
I'm crossing this destination off of my vacation list.
Looks like.
So you fell?
Not here. It was back before that. But if I fell this way, it was over. Like, you should see, this is like a drop. Like, you just done. But it goes all the way down there. And when he showed me a video of it, because he showed me a video, and that's when I broke down, because I realized that I was like almost dead.
I'd have been like, what you trying to do to me, nigga?
So here's the trail right
You was
here.
almost dead.
Yeah, man. Like, this is Mount Hood. And then this is the trail, but down there is a cliff, and it's like all the way down,
Look at you should see Ryan.
Hey man, this is making me nervous, and I'm like in the house. I'm cool right now. Shit.
Yeah, so I had a fear, man. Like I said, I cried and cried, and then it was just like uncontrollable. And then the fear came over me of just ever doing anything like that again. And then about a week later, it just was like, man, and the doctor, he told me, he was like, you need to go and just see what you dealt with to get an understanding, because it's basically a nightmare. You lived a nightmare. We dream 3 to 4 minutes a night, but it feel like we dream the whole night. You lived the whole nightmare the whole night. You know what I'm saying? So what that's why I do these more often, because it helps me get over fear. It's like putting snakes in front of you if you scared of snakes. You see what I'm saying? So I take it upon myself, and I'm prepared. I have the flashlights and kits and granola bars and waters and stuff in my backpack when I go. But it's healing, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's something that jumped in me, but it's going to be like forever healing because I still have nightmares about it, man. And you have 14 and a half hours. That's how long I was out there. 14 and a half hours exposed to that. It does something to you. It's like torture, man. And like I said, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I thank God that I was even in the shape that I was in to continue walking. Because like I said, my mind, the brain, like when you feel sleepy and you start talking crazy, it happens instantly. Because you know, you be like, man, I'm sleepy. And you start saying crazy stuff. But try being awake when you sleepy. It's time to go to bed. And now you got to be up for 12 more hours with that mindset. Now your brain's not working. And it makes you aware of how vulnerable the human body is and the mind. And if one ain't communicating with the other, you just it's like, man. But it did something to me spiritually as well because, you know, I'm not a big, huge, you know, church person or nothing like that. But it made me wake
I would have
up.
went to church as soon as I left McDonald's.
But you know what? It also teaches you about survival. Maybe the
yeah.
hood helped you survive. They said
The
it was too.
hood.
Well, listen
Yeah.
to this. No,
Listen to
this.
Bianca, the hood.
Don't worry, I'll explain. No, they said 2 girls were up there, right?
Yes, they
You
died.
would think, and RIP to them. You know what I mean? But you would think that 2 people together, one, you could kind of warm each other up more. And I don't know what their size was, so that matters too. But they could warm each other up more. And if one of them gets hurt, they can try to help each other. They couldn't do, like, for whatever reason, that didn't happen. But you were up there by yourself and you hallucinate.
And
I know
I
how
gave
that's
up.
happened to me
And
before.
that's the thing. The crazy part is I did give up. I actually gave up. Only reason I woke up because my brain said, wake up.
Yeah.
That picture flashed in my head. And that's why I said that picture flashed in my head. That was the last picture I posted on Facebook. So when that picture flashed in my head, it made me think of like I said, when you watch an episode of 60 Minutes and they show the hiker that's missing, that's like the last picture you took. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, that's like the last. He's been missing for, you know, and then it was a lady that you can see the story. It's online. She was somewhere in it's called the Pacific something Trail where the Bald Mountain is. It's like a call to trail. It goes from Canada down to California. Yeah.
Shit.
So this lady was hiking with a friend and she went off the trail to go use the bathroom and she never found the trail again or something like that. Or her friend was like with her and had to leave or something and she had like veered off to go use the bathroom. So she had her survival kit. She had a tent and everything. I think she was maybe, and I don't want to mess up the reality, the facts, but she had a tent made and everything. She was a married woman. She was probably, I heard, like 1,000 feet from the trail, and she was there for a month and died. And they found her in her tent.
What the fuck?
Yep, like you can see that story. Like woman found 30 days later in forest or something like that. This tells you what I was up against, and for me, I wasn't prepared with my clothes. You know, I had on mesh running shoes. You see what I'm saying? I was prepared for that trail that I took down at the bottom because I knew I was going to go through the river and it was 60 something degrees.
Exactly.
And, you know, but being up when you get to the top, it gets cold real fast. So I went to see the other waterfall, Palouse Falls. And that was one that I posted a few weeks ago, and that almost happened again, but it was a shorter hike and it was ground level, but it did get dark. And I was like, man, I'm pushing it, man. And the snow was like,
man, I'm scared right now, man. I swear, like,
yeah,
just hearing this story, like, really, like, shit, I'm happy for you. Like, shit, I would have prayed so long up there.
yeah.
Like, I got to go to the bathroom right now. I'm scared to go. I don't know if I'm going to find my way back.
Right.
But I'm about to try it. Bianca, what you looking up?
I was trying to find the story,
Okay,
but
I'ma
I better not look.
find it for
Okay,
you.
I better not
find
look
it
for it
you.
because I was about to say I'll be paying attention to the story. Like, I forgot about the podcast. Like, I'm looking for this story.
Yeah.
That's madness. Like, that's
Um,
literally. Oh God, that's crazy.
I'm gonna find a story for you.
When did this happen?
Okay, so
No, you. When?
this was in October last year. October 6th. No, it was Yeah, it was October last
So
year.
you was going through stuff through my birthday. I was partying on the 9th and you was like hurt, messed up. That is crazy.
I think it's okay.
See, everyone has like this whole survival instinct in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just up to them to use it. But I guess that's for any situation. Hood situation, shootouts, mountain trails, anything that you got, you just kind of.
No, but just like he just said, his cardio's up, up to par. My fat ass would have died out there.
Right, what's that?
I would have died out there. Not making light of his situation or the other people who died on that trail at that mountain, but shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I'm scared now, because I know I wouldn't have made it.
What does that mean, Ron? You know
I
what
gotta
that
get in the
means?
gym and start posting on Facebook.
Ron's going to become Ron's going to
go.
become a vegetarian, guys. Listen, we're getting started.
And I thought I had a story, like when we went to Hawaii, we went to Manoa Falls. And we, it's a 45-minute hike up to see the waterfall.
Yeah.
I was tired as hell going up there, but the thing that scared me is they have wild boars in Hawaii. And even down at like the shop where you buy the shoes, we bought our little hiking shoes. Like me and my girl both had on the wrong shoes. Like, I gotta buy shoes.
Right.
Yeah, she had on flip flops. I got on Nikes and shit. So they was like, y'all can't walk up there with this. So we got the hiking shoes. And so me being the scary person that I am, I'm like, okay, so what's up with these wild boars I'm hearing about? Oh, don't worry, the hunters have chased them back farther in the blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, shit, wild boars don't give a, I mean, you can't just tell a wild boar not to roam where they want to roam.
Right.
So we going up, and it's like one part is like a wall of fucking like trees and shit. So I stayed, and don't judge me for this, like Tasha didn't know, but I kind of kept her closer to that wall. Like, if one of them come out, I'm going to get away. I love her, but the king must survive.
And the truth is out.
And all the way up and all the way down. I mean, we got to the waterfall. Like, I can't lie. Like, the shit was so fucking nice and beautiful up there. Hood niggas don't say beautiful, but it was. So I forgot about it. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about the wild boars. There's all kind of people. You got white people in the waterfall, in the base of it. They, like, baptizing themselves. Oh, this is so beautiful. Like, I forgot about it for that 30 minutes we was up there, maybe an hour. On the way back down, wild boars was the only thing that was in my fucking head. Nobody else was worried about it. When I mentioned it, it was like, oh, don't worry about that. Like, I guess they all, like, either lived in Hawaii or been there a lot of times.
Right.
So on the way down, my girl, I didn't know she was a fucking jokester until that day. She's making these fucking noises, like trying to sound like a pig and shit. I'm like, dude, if these motherfuckers bust out of these fucking trees, I'm going to make sure they eat your ass.
Yeah.
But the story I just heard from you, like, that makes my shit seem so fucking insignificant. My little fear of a wild boar jumping out, like, fuck.
So basically, you're going to die, right?
And the thing,
I would have died.
yeah, and with her, that lady, they found text messages. She was trying to text her husband, and they showed that, so she had survived out there. Yeah, that was.
She made it.
No, she died. They found her body, so she was trying to survive, and she wasn't that far from the trail. I'm telling you, them forest is dense, man. Like what you went through, you went through the tropical. This was like the northern, like where everything is. It's more plentiful in terms of like small things, but they were big. You know, like you in the rainforest, everything is like the leaves are bigger, things like that. It's more wet. Out there, you just have down trees and shrubs and all kind of stuff. And you were right, man. Like with me being able to just withstand all that because of all the cardio that I do, man.
Exactly.
Like I said, I'm glad that it didn't happen to somebody else because they had to life fly the guy out of there. And I'm pretty sure he was good at hiking. He probably had the Garmin watch and he had all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? The girls, they were probably ready with the the canteens and all that in the backpack. And I had nothing, man. I had nothing. And, I could have just not woke up and that would have been the difference. You see what I'm saying?
Well, we are glad you made it. We glad you here.
Yeah.
And since we spend most of the show talking about child support, relationships.
Right.
Oh, no, I got one more.
I'll go ahead. No, I'm not about to wrap it up, but go ahead.
I got more.
No, we ain't wrapping it up yet. I got a rapid fire session coming for Bobby J. He's going to be the first one, but go ahead with yours.
Oh, no, should be great. Okay.
I was just about, all right. We spent most of the show on about 3 topics. Bobby is a comedian, travels all over the country, making people laugh. So we about to get some questions out of him. I know he's met a lot of people, got some interesting stories. So my first question is, who's your favorite comedian? All time.
All time favorite comedian is Eddie Murphy.
All right, you want to go, Bianca? Let's go.
Are you asking me too?
All right. No. We have to ask questions to Bobby.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Why do you hate CNAs?
Why do I hate CNAs? Why I don't hate CNAs. I go in on CNAs because this is what CNAs do. CNAs get that position. Like, you can go online right now and could have got a certification in the time this podcast took place to be a CNA. CNAs don't do shit but wipe asses.
That's hard.
It ain't hard. But here's the problem with CNAs. So CNAs be like, well, your grandma gonna need a CNA eventually. You gonna need one. What you gonna do and all this? And I'm like, listen. CNAs get online, they talk big shit. Oh, bitch, I got my CNA certification. You bitches hating on me. I'm about to turn up. And you know what I'm saying? You make $11 an hour wiping asses. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So here's the thing. Then they get online and they complain about working 162 hours a week.
You know what?
And that's the part that's my problem. So which one is it? You pissed off. You got to work 162. Here's the thing. If you're going to be a CNA, ladies, great.
This is good.
Thank you. But don't stop at CNA. Go to, what is it? The LPN. You've been a CNA for 13 years. You not applying yourself. That's the problem. CNAs take, what's the certification, like 2 weeks?
I thought it was like 6 hours.
To be a CNA?
All right, next question. Next question.
That's my thing.
Next question. We spent too much time on this.
Yeah.
Comedian you thought you were going to like when you met them, they were not what you thought they was. They were assholes. You don't like them.
Ooh, shit, man.
I know you got a good one.
Let's see. I'm gonna give you a couple. Okay, no. So let me put it this way. So he wasn't a comedian, but Ice Cube.
Oh shit, this is good.
Yeah, Ice Cube was an asshole, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So the thing is, when I'm around people, I belong because I'm with the people that belong there. So if I'm doing shows, like I do a lot of shows, especially college shows, and they might bring in Rick Ross or Jeezy or somebody like that, and I'm there. You know, I'm a part of the event.
Mm-hmm.
I was at this event, and Ice Cube was there, and you know, I came over to him. I was on the show, and he just so happened to be there, and he was showing people love. You know, and I walked up to him, and I just said, "What's up, man? And, you know, it was a pleasure to meet you." And he just kind of flaked me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, "Dang, you know."
Not Cube, not Craig.
Yeah, bro. So I tried it again. It was like maybe he just. And I'm not that dude. Like, I'm not that dude. But he was just an asshole, man. Even the second time, and you know, I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. But it was like Cube is a guy that people adore because he did Are We There Yet, and he did the Fridays and stuff. But I'm not just saying he couldn't have had a bad day. But I saw you showing Mike Epps love. I saw you showing these people love. And then me, I'm just not like I'm a regular dude, but at the same time, I belong back here. Yeah. So I just came over to you, and then he just kind of just walked away. And I was like, damn, I'm not that dude asking people for shit or nothing. And then I was on a show in Ohio at this school. I'm trying to think of the name of the school. But anyway, so the kids, Dave Chappelle's from that area. So we did the show, me and my boy Tidy, actually. And we did the show, and this nigga was at the gas station, Dave Chappelle. But we asked the students, so we saw him. He was just there. He was pumping gas in his truck. And I was like, yo, what's up, Dave? And no lie, this nigga growled at me like, really? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And I was like, are you kidding me? So we talking like, we saw Dave Chappelle. Like, yeah, he mean as fuck. Like, they don't. So I was talking to my boy.
That's an understatement, man. This nigga growled at my ass.
Did you laugh?
I was shocked. I looked at my boy like, was that real? You know what I'm saying? He like, and then he just got in his truck. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But here's the thing I learned about Dave Chappelle. I learned that Dave Chappelle, he like people don't know.
That is hilarious.
Like who expected that? Who expected that?
Wow, I'm trying to get past this.
Right. So Dave, he's kind of like me in a sense, and it's not that I'm an asshole or a dick to anybody else. I am bad with attention. Like like I said, I have anxiety. So when I'm out places, I'm actually hooded, like have my hood on, and I'm just in and out. I'm at Walmart. Okay. I'm like, I'm in and out, and people see me. Like I was at Walmart yesterday, and people like, bye, yay, and they covering up high. No, take no bit, don't crack on me. And I just go in, and it helps me because if people don't notice me, then I can just be a regular person.
Exactly.
So I'm not good at the attention, I'm not that, like I said, I'm not Hollywood. I'm just not good with it. It's like a weakness, you know what I'm saying? So if people come to me like, yeah, and then I'm out. And when it gets to be too much, I have a fight or flight thing that happens and I have to leave. Mm-hmm. So like today I was out with my sister and I just want to be normal. It was her birthday. We was at this Hamburger Mary's place on Broadway.
Oh, great food.
Yes. And I just popped in because it's her birthday today. And it was just too much of the.
Yeah, I saw that post. I'm like, this nigga ain't coming.
Yeah.
Nigga over there with family eating burgers and shit.
Calling me, getting mad at me like I did this shit.
Right. But no, I just stopped in. She didn't expect me to be there. But the thing is I just want to be normal. Like my family, I don't like I get mad when they don't treat me normal. You know what I'm saying? So Dave has that same complex where if you just talk to him like, what's up, bro? And you just talking, don't throw no business out there. Don't throw nothing like that. He likes that. And when with me, I miss the feeling of just being normal.
So you tell me you gonna start growling at people?
I'm gonna try that too. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, when I hit him up, hey, come do our podcast. Just
So is that a yes?
Right.
I inboxed this nigga. This shit was crazy.
So how does that work?
How does that work?
Because you.
So here's the thing. So when I do shows, like the shows this weekend were sold out. It holds 420 people at the Improv. You don't see all those people. You don't. It's dark. The lights are hitting you, and it's a wall of light. You can kind of see the people in front of you, but it looks smaller. They're not interacting with you. You're just doing your bit.
Exactly.
Once I'm done, I can just go in the back. When I'm out there, I come out and I shake hands and stuff. But like I said, if it gets too like moving and stuff, it's just the anxiety builds up, and then I gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? So when people come, hey, let's take a picture, selfie. All right, cool. But if they want to talk, and then I'm like, hey, Bobby J, and then it's just like if they yell it, like if I'm in public and somebody yells it, I get real mad because everybody else to turn around like, hey, Bobby J,
nigga, I'm trying to shop here.
Yeah, I was at the movies one time. And
my ex say, nah, I'm Lamont. What's up?
Right, I'm Lamont.
You look like
you got the wrong nigga.
Yeah. So I was at the movies one time with my kids, and I'm just hitting doors like I'm out. We don't waste no time. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. I'm not arrogant or nothing. When people stop me and we talk, it's cool. But my ex-wife's friend, she yelled my name out. We just left like a hood movie too, and it was all kind of niggas. It was like, Bobby J. I was like, oh shit. I was mad. Like it bothers me. So, and it's just the attention. I'm not good with it. And it's just always been me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why people don't see me out.
This is really interesting. I think I'm about to break this fucking podcast up into 2 parts.
Right.
Part 2.
So when people see me, like if you see me at the club, you'll see me, then I'm gone. Like it because it's work. It ain't that I don't feel like shaking hands and stuff. It's just it's coming. Here it comes. I can see people. You can tell. You can pick up on the behaviors like a dude kind of like this. He about to come over and say something. I'm like, come on, holla at me. You know what I'm saying?
This was the goddamn.
Another one. Yeah.
Here come this nigga.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's get it out the way. Let's take a picture. Let's get it out the way, And that's it. But when they start, hey, nigga, like this, and I'm like, fuck, so it's just, man, I start sweating and heart beating and stuff. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Most beautiful celebrity female you've ever met?
What's the girl from what's her name? She's on the.
I'll get ready.
You'll know as soon as I say it. What's the show? She's messing with the president. Kerry Washington.
Oh my God!
I met Kerry, but
boy, you out here?
Oh no! The prettiest woman, and this is like by default, was Lyra Galore, Rick Ross' ex.
I saw a picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody at work showed me her. I had no idea who she was.
Yeah, so
But Kerry Washington, though, God.
Yeah, Carrie, I have a crush on her, man. But she got a dude, new baby and stuff like that. So I'm a little hurt.
Yay!
But Lyra,
Shout out to Carrie.
yeah, Carrie's dope. But I was like,
Those are two.
mesmerized.
There are two Carries in this world I want to meet: Carrie Hilson and Kerry Washington.
Yeah, I met Carrie Hilson before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga!
Ron's not
Yeah.
How
meeting
come you
anyone.
didn't mention her? I ain't met
Ron's not
nobody.
meeting anyone.
Yeah, Carrie's dope. She's really nice, and that's the thing. Like, you meet some of these people, and they'll be some of them are for our assholes, but most of them are nice. Like, and it's the A-listers that are the most nicest people. It's the B and C listers that's probably mad because they not where they want to be.
Yeah.
They're the ones that's angry. So,
I can see that.
Yeah, but Lyra, when I met her, I was on Ricky Smiley tour, and I was in Atlanta. We was up at the radio station, and Dottie Peoples came in. You know, she's like the gospel singer
Yeah,
or whatever.
I know.
She lives next door to Rick Ross. So we hung out with her.
Oh,
Wow.
how does that go?
That's a weird community.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Dottie's hood, man. She like your auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, bro. She is serious. So after we left, she cooked and everything, and Rick Ross lived next door. We went over there. That's what I was talking about earlier. You know?
No shit.
Yeah, he lived next door. So we went over there and we just chilling, and she was there, you know, and it was like, okay, cool, wow. Yeah.
He's met both of the Carries. The
I done met
celebrity
everybody,
female
bro.
I've met was Adele Givens.
Adele, that's my home.
I love her, but shit.
Yeah.
All right. I got another
don't
question.
worry, we'll get there.
I got another question. I know you've met Monique
Yeah.
and have a relationship with her. How did you feel about all of the people who have been down in there in the past couple of months?
So I agree with Monique, and I had to voice that on social media actually, because the thing with Monique is I know her show. I've seen what she's done. Due to the fact that Netflix gave Amy Schumer $13 million to do her special, and that special was garbage, has nothing to do with Monique. The reality is y'all went out to see Monique 3 times. Y'all asked for tickets or asked for passes for everybody to come out. They went and saw her. She did 2 shows. They went to the first one, then they wanted to come back and see another one. They were like, this is the best show we've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Monique's story has never wavered. If you go listen to all 5 or 6 of the interviews her stories have never wavered. When you telling the truth, your story don't change. So that happened with her, and I've spoken with her about it. The thing is, it's Netflix's fault they gave Amy $13 million, because the problem, the thing is Amy didn't deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Monique will. Chris Rock did. Dave Chappelle did. Amy didn't, and they lost money on that. But you don't throw $500,000, which is $340,000 after taxes, in Monique's face and say, "Well, this is what we're going to give you." She had the right to talk that up, because Amy was initially offered $9,000 or $9 million, and then she went online complaining, and everybody supported Amy, and then Amy ended up getting $13 million. You can go look back at the history at the original. I think it was $9 million at the original. She said, well, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle are getting this, and then they bumped her up millions, and then she made that trash bag special.
Yeah.
Monique is going to give them a fucking special, because when she did the Queens of Comedy, and it was, you know, everybody executed. Adele, some more. If y'all giving Amy that because based off the hopes that, oh, she has a huge following. Well, the reality is she has a huge following, but it's not due to her stand-up comedy, because these people are coming out and seeing her and they're being disappointed. You go look at her reviews. Her show sucks. If you watch her special, the show is garbage.
I'm not a big Amy Schumer fan. Yeah. Not at all. And I really think that there's no way to justify giving Amy Schumer 20 times what you would offer a legend.
Exactly.
I've always defended. I got tired of her.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of her like maybe after the 3rd week.
Oh, I did too.
But
I
got to throw that in there. Mm-hmm. But I do think that her initial comments were valid.
Yes.
All right. I got to say this. Would you sign, since you move around, you meet celebrities, you mingle with them, would you sign a non-disclosure to kick it with Beyonce?
Sure would.
Thank you.
Why?
Because
thank you.
Anything Beyonce does, if she goes in the bathroom, clips a fingernail and you pick it up and you put it on eBay, you're gonna probably get hundreds of $1,000s for that.
Thank you.
That tells you that anything Beyonce and Jay do is under major scrutiny. So they do have non-disclosure agreement. The non-disclosure agreement, I had to went to a house party at Jamie Foxx's house, and they have non-disclosure.
Shit, this nigga's out here.
Yeah, this was a few years ago, and they have non-disclosure agreements that they take your cell phones and stuff like that. But it's just because shit happens. You know what I'm saying? The movers and shakers do cocaine and things like that. I signed a non-disclosure agreement, and nothing really happened there. You see what I'm saying? We just kicked it. You know, so. Who was there? It was a lot of comics there. There was some actors there. Lorenz Tate was there.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
So it was dope. It was a dope.
Calm down, Bianca.
Sorry.
And it happens, but at the same time, Beyonce and Jay, I think with them, I think anybody should, because if you can get in the good graces of them. When I was just in LA, my boy Lil Rel, I hit him up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to host this event." He hosted that event that Tiffany is talking about.
Yeah, they went to.
I was about to say, I heard Lil Rel been invited over.
Yeah.
To their crib.
Yeah, I talked to him. He was on the way there. Like when I was in LA, I was there. Like
I'd be like, nigga, hold on. Hey, meet up with me. I'm coming too, cuz.
Right. And he was like, yeah, I got this event I'm doing. I'm not stepping out tonight, but I got this. I'm like, all right, bro, kill it. This is me. We talking. So anyway, so the thing is, like I said, with Beyonce, you want to be, if you like, bro, you doing this, she's doing this. Mm-hmm. If you were around Angela Yee and Charlamagne, when you came back to Kansas City, you about to bring this up another notch. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you be around people like them, it makes you bring shit up another notch. The difference between me and these other comics here, nothing against them, but they don't have that push because they don't have that influence from people that want to make them be greater.
Exactly.
I'm around everybody. So I'm sitting here talking to them. We're having conversations. We're riding in the same car or whatever. And it makes me want to push even harder. Mm-hmm. All they got is each other to compete with. I'm not competing with. I'm trying to get to where they at. So when you get around that energy, you leave with some of that energy. Mm-hmm. And then you take that home, and whatever you doing, you apply the energy. Whether you work at a fucking call center or you a CNA, you meet Beyonce, you about to go be an RN because she just put something in you. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you need to be around those people. And I wish that more people can see that, because with comedy, there is no path anymore. You see what I'm saying? What keeps me motivated is the people that I'm working with. And when those people work with me, people say, "Oh, Bobby J is working with these people. We gonna fool with him on this front because these people saying he cool, and then we gonna fuck with him."
So do you think social media comics have made it harder for natural stand-up comics?
Yep, because people don't know what stand-up comedy is anymore. The comedian platform is the easiest thing to jump on because people are stupid, meaning colleges. Let's say I got to do 2 colleges this week, Wednesday and Friday in Little Rock, Arkansas. But what happens is these students see these Instagram people that are saying they're comedians. You are a comedian. You're a comedic persona. You see what I'm saying? But a stand-up comedian, you are not. But what happens is a lot of people that fail in whatever their craft is, whether it be acting or whatever, they jump on the comedian stage, and then these clubs book you, and then people be like, "Oh shit, Ty Bridges from Different Strokes is a comedian. Let's go out and see him." and dumb motherfuckers will go see him, and he did nothing funny in his whole life. So with these comedians, these Instagram people, nothing against them. I just say work on if you want to be a comedian, work on being a comedian.
Exactly.
Because I'm tired of getting booked on these shows, and you niggas is, first off, probably getting more money than me because you're more popping, but you don't have the talent. So I'm up there killing it, and then you come out, like, here's a story real quick. I did this school in Florida, and it was like Florida A&M or something like that. FAMU, actually. So it's some Instagram niggas who don't even exist anymore. Like, one of the niggas wore wigs and all this, and you know.
You talking about?
Yeah. So
yeah, I know that nigga.
I get there.
I don't know that nigga, but I know that nigga.
Yeah. So I get there. I'm like, I don't know who these kids are, but one of the guys I knew, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" He had his little entourage with him. He was like, "Yeah, like kind of flake me or what. I'm like, damn, nigga. Other dude, he was
Nigga, you ain't real.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. So these niggas walking in with their entourage, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular stand-up comedian. So the first dude go out, everybody give it up for whatever, whoop-de-doo, funny. He come out, hey, what's going on, y'all? He hit him with his little sayings and stuff that he do on his Instagram page. About 4-5 minutes into the set, it's quiet out there. Now this nigga ain't getting no laughs because you didn't have no material. These students think you're a comedian and they can book you. You can't be booked because you're just goofy online. You see what I'm saying? So I tell him, you got to work on your stand-up. So he comes out. They bring me on. And mind you, the dude that flaked me, he's going on last because he guess he's the bigger one because at the time he may have had like 230,000 people following him on Instagram. So I go out there, kill it. Boom. I'm tearing that bitch up. I do like 15 minutes, go out. So the nigga that was flaking me, kind of acting all Hollywood and shit, he goes out. Everybody give it up for like, it was like Fat and Funny, whatever the fuck the nigga name is. He go out. I think that was his name.
Fat and Funny.
I think that was his name. Like if you look him up.
Give it up for Fat and Funny.
He goes out there and the nigga's getting laughs for like 3-4 minutes. He doing skits and shit on stage and playing videos. And then it's time to do that comedy. Nigga, he was dying, bro. Nigga, when he came off, he was so humble.
He was humble then.
Yeah, we standing back.
Nigga hugged you on the way off.
Yeah, we stand in the tunnel and stuff. He like, hey, man, bro, this shit ain't easy as I thought. And I'm talking to him, trying to give him some pointers and shit. But I'm like, you niggas start smelling yourself. You know what I'm saying? You get a little shine and you want to get an entourage of motherfuckers. Nigga, you ain't even got no talent yet. But they want that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at any of these people, any of these social media personas, 2, maybe 3 are still relevant in the last 5 years. One is King Batch. Who else is left? Jess is doing her thing. We'll see what's going on with her. Country Wayne is doing his thing, but he's not as requested as he once was. You see what I'm saying? So they start to lose that hype, and then they disappear. You think about people gassing up these social media motherfuckers. Think of Welvin the Great. They had that nigga. That nigga was getting $2,500 to appear at clubs. Now he can't even get in clubs. It's Welvin the Great. Got him, dude.
Got him. The funny looking dude.
These nuts. Welvin.
Ain't that a
Welven the Great.
Welvin the Great. This nigga don't look great though.
Yeah, social media will gas you up. Him and then that little A-Town dude, other little retarded dude. These niggas was getting.
Yeah, I remember him.
You would have thought that he was funny anyway.
But people was booking him $2,500 to come to clubs, and now he can't even get. He's walking around on Vegas Strip right now, trying to rekindle his career. It's over. Like people gas you up. I'm like E40 say. What do you talk about? The he'd rather be the. You want to be the fast quarter, he'd rather be the slow nickel. Like, I don't want to be that dude that blows up like a flash in the pan. You know what I'm saying? I like to.
But right now, since you already seasoned in it, then I would want it.
I got staying power though because I actually have talent. These dudes, like the dude that just left here, what's his name? He's from Detroit. He was
Jeremiah Phillips?
No, not Jeremiah. Jeremiah's from Chicago.
Oh, he is from Illinois. He's from outside of Chicago.
Yeah, that's where I saw him. But he's the dude. He got Big Fella. Come on, Big Fella.
Davis.
Davis. I don't know the cat. And
I heard he's not funny on stage.
Bro, people was hitting me up. Like, he got 2 dudes on stage with him. He ain't funny. Like, he didn't have no material. And when these clubs are throwing stuff at you like that, it's sink or swim.
But
and
it's the club's fault. Y'all don't think that? Like,
it's the club's fault and the consumers because people are coming out.
Exactly.
People came out to see Jess. Did you go see Jess Hilarious? No. And people like, we didn't even like her show. What's her name? Tiffany Haddish. She's thrown on a tour because she did Girls Trip. But she's never been strong on stage. Her punchlines have never been strong. And I heard that. Yeah, we came up in the same time. So she's out here bombing. Go look at Tiffany Haddish, she not ready, hashtag. She's bombing out here. You know what I'm saying?
But that's because I think she would be better in movies than she would. It's kind of like people who do skits.
Well, then
you got to be honest.
Book stand-up appearances.
But it's not that. You're just trying to like when you get, because I agree with you. I agree. I don't think that just because you're funny in the skit, and that's why we talked about that too. You were like, oh, you're funny. I'm this funny. I know I'm this funny. I'm let's have
I know
a
my boundaries.
Yeah, I'm like, let's have a conversation. You can never get me on the stage and like entertain people because I'm like, that's not my thing. That's not what I do. I'm not coming up with jokes to tell you or anything because that's not what I'm good at. So when you see people and you're like, you do skits, you're hilarious. Now, if you could do skits and stand up, that's great. Like, you're hilarious. But
because you got to build their marketing now with social media.
But some people are better at doing skits because you got time to like write down a skit, act it out, and 9 times out of 10 you got other people doing it. Dudes, you got dudes who acting as females. Like that shit started. I'm sorry, y'all hate me, whatever.
That shit's gay.
Getting old. Well, it's old.
That shit's gay. I don't say the word gay on Facebook because I want to get blocked. But when I get on this platform, I will have to say, if you have to put on a dress and a wig, wear makeup, and all that types of crap, you're not that funny.
Like you're not fun, and people get mad at me.
You're trying to supplement your funny with other things.
People get mad at me. They're like, "Oh, well, Martin did it, and they say Eddie Murphy did it, but he didn't start off doing that, and that wasn't his only skill."
But here's the difference between Martin and Martin, Eddie, and Robin Williams, Miss Doubtfire, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the difference with them. Of course, like you just said, they didn't start out doing that. They had raw talent. Men pretending to be women in an exaggerated manner, like when Martin did it with Shanae and the Mama. It was funny and it was creative, but it didn't take away from their masculinity because when you saw Martin, you saw Martin.
Right.
Exactly.
When you see these dudes, they still kind of sissified in a sense, and it's like this is all you are. You don't do a mixture like Joanne the Scammer was just Joanne the Scammer. When Joanne the Scammer tried to be the guy, she went away.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, okay, what's going on? So you got these dudes that are doing that, and they really like, if you're gay, okay, fine.
Exactly.
But you're one dimensional. So Martin did that, Eddie did it, and they created these characters. He was the mama, the grandma,
the whole family.
The whole family.
Like
and
himself?
that still didn't take away from his masculinity as a man. We never one time said, I think Eddie gay.
Yeah.
I think Jamie gay. I think Martin is gay. Robin Williams is gay. We was like, no, they created masterpieces because Clumps is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Martin, legendary. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Mrs. Doubtfire. I watched it as a kid. Loved it. But that didn't make me look at none of them and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is taken away. So,
all right, this leads to the next rapid fire question. Dave Chappelle is really opposed to wearing a dress.
Yeah.
He's said it publicly that on a movie, I don't think he disclosed which one, but the producers kept trying to get him to play this female character.
I think it was last
Would you ever do that?
In this climate, no, because the reasons for it are not the right reasons. If I was putting on prosthetics and I was playing a character that I created, kind of like Eddie Murphy did, then of course. But it has to be in good taste. But the reason that this is why I tell any comic, do not do it, because most producers and writers and directors are white men. White people have a perception of black people that they want to get off on you. That's why that's why Dave Chappelle fled to South Africa, because those white people were in that writer's room, and any perception they had of black people and niggas, they wanted to get that off and say, whoa, I got an idea because I think this about white people. And then they threw it at him. Yeah. And then he was like, what the fuck is this? This ain't creative. This is what you think black people are. And you throwing this at me is basically racist. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? So it wasn't tasteful. When the art is eliminated from it and now you just wanting to get off your rocks because you think this about black people and think it's funny and it's only funny to you, then we got a problem.
Okay.
Then we got a problem because I hear stuff like when I'm on the airplane, they ask me what I do. I never say I'm a comedian because every white man has a racist joke. Every white man that I've ever
wow,
met.
that's deep too,
bro. Right now, if I don't know any racist jokes. So when I'm on the airplane, hey, what do you do? Why are you in first class? Be like, yeah, I'm a comedian or whatever. I'm booked here or whatever. okay, well, man, I had a buddy in college. He was trying to do comedy. Yeah, I got a joke for you. And then he look around. I'll be like, here it is, motherfucker.
This nigga.
Yep, it's a black man and a white man and an Asian man. They go into a bar, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And it's always
The same setup.
Yeah, it's always a racist joke. And you can keep that one if you want. Like, motherfucker, I don't want this shit. They all know it.
That's okay. You can be selfish with that one.
Yeah.
All right. I know you've been in the game for a long time. When you reach a level of success, which I know you're going to finally get, you run into Dave Chappelle, will you growl back?
No, man. No. I ran into Dave Chappelle last year outside the Comedy Union in L.A., and he was cool, man. You know, that was just... it was just me at the gas station, you know what I'm saying? And I guess, I don't know. I mean, I feel.
So you think it was just him being funny? Just being him?
No, because all the students said he was mean. When we was like, we saw Dave Chappelle, they was like, yeah, he's always around. He mean, though, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's what validated it for me. I just think Dave Chappelle just has a way of doing things, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, Dave Chappelle is like, we always think, well, when motherfuckers rich, why they do this? Why they do that? And if you think about it, you tell yourself, like, man, if I had $1 million, I'd go on my job and pull my dick out and be like, fuck all y'all. So now these motherfuckers got hundreds of millions of dollars.
Man.
And they pulling their dick out and you like, that motherfucker crazy. You do it too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what? You just really summed it up. That is true.
Yeah.
But that's got to be
That is true.
exhausting, especially if you're not that type of person. If you're not that type of person to talk to people and get around people and then, hey, how you doing?
But it's a weird space to be in because when you get so much money, what can you do with it? Like, think about it. It's only so much you can do with money. Now
I've always said that. Nobody agrees with me on that, though.
It's only so much. You like when they say you can't buy happiness, you can buy levels of happiness. But when you get to that level, it's going to eventually end. A level is a level. It's not like a mental, emotional, anything that can keep going. Once you make $1 billion, you're on an island by yourself mentally. So now everybody's pulling and picking and pulling at you.
Exactly.
And now you starting to go close in, and now you living like Prince and Michael Jackson in your house in the dark with a mask on. You see what I'm saying?
See, I've always thought that, like, if you got $1 billion, you can buy a house you love. You can buy a car you love. You can buy a fucking island you love. But you can't really determine if the love that people, like, exhibit towards you is real or fake.
Everything is fake.
And most of it is going to be fake.
Yep. You got to question everything. You got to live a sheltered life, and then you got to run away. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no millions of dollars, but the reality is I wouldn't want to have millions and millions of dollars because I don't want to be away from my people. You know what I'm saying? So that would put me in a vulnerable situation. I'm
a hood nigga. You give me $1 billion, I'm gonna be in the hood with security. I'm a smart thug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm probably come around with 6 niggas that'll shoot you if you get off, but I'm still gonna be the same nigga. I just think that because, like, I didn't. Like, a lot of things I tried to do that didn't get off the ground when I was in my 20s, I really think that it would have fucked my life up. Yeah. Because I was a really arrogant nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I probably wouldn't have done the things that I do now because I, like, really appreciate life and family and friends. Like, there's no way that money could break that. Because I have real friends. Like, I don't have the type of friends that, like, when I didn't have a dime, I found out who my friends was, and like I never had to dismiss a friend after I came up because they didn't act the way I needed them to act when I was on my ass. Right. So I think if you don't have that, if you never went through that, then I don't think you can determine who your real friends are.
You know, it works both ways. So you have the friends that when you ain't got nothing and they around, but I've lost friends because I've had money and they change. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I got so much money out and I don't see them no more or nothing, you know, and I don't expect it back. It's just who I was at the time.
Were you an asshole? Be honest.
Who, me?
Anytime did you act different? Did anybody tell you that you acted different?
Never. I've never had anybody tell me, like, I don't know how to be mean. You see what I'm saying?
If you feel that way about Bobby J, please sit down and we'll
I'm.
Hey, one thing I will say before you answer that question, I've dealt with a lot of people in Kansas City, and a lot of people say, like, I've had, like, years ago, I seen a person post a post when I was doing my rap thing. It was like, it was some kind of question, like, was going viral on Facebook. People was asking shit, and the motherfucker said, and he's a cool dude, I don't mean to say motherfucker. He was like, I wish I had OG Ron's contacts. And it was just the fact that I could deal with people and people that usually like think, okay, this person won't deal with us because he's on this plane. I could reach out to them and they fuck with me because I've been real. So I would, like, that's the thing. Like, even with comedy, I could reach out and like Bobby J didn't act funny. Like, I never hit him up and he was like, I mean, I know the nigga be busy, so I might have to wait a week or two, but he'll respond. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't. There's a lot of fake people that's like not doing anything, like as far as like what they're trying, the persona they're trying to keep up, like, and they'll act funny towards you. I won't respond. I never got that from him, and that's why I fuck with him. You know what I mean?
And the advice
cue the music.
No, I mean for real. Like every comic who's been on this show, like Comedian Cortez, Boogie Williams, Kevin Rode, shit, we only had 5, and I can't even remember them all. I'm old, but all of them have been good people. Like, people look at them and like, oh, they act Hollywood. No, if you reach out to people in a business manner and they receive that message and look at the person who's sending it, like, okay, is this nigga trying to do something? Like, people deal with people who's trying to do something. Yeah. Like, if you just motherfucker just always want to reach out, like, okay, I could capitalize on this nigga's fame or some shit like that. Yeah. Like, I didn't want Bobby J on here because I said, oh shit, this nigga might get us 1,000 downloads on the episode. Right. I really wanted to be around a person to talk to him. Like, before you got here, you spit real game to me. Like, I'm a person that want to soak up things and like, okay, these are avenues I want to pursue. Exactly. So if a person can school me on that, yes, I want to be around them. Like, people have already hit us up, like, already getting the hate. Okay, how come you only had these niggas on there? Yeah. I'm trying to deal with people who are trying to do something. Like, right now, every time, like I told you, let's go, shit, $20 on a motherfucking stock, and you didn't want to do it. Like, shit, you don't want to get on. Like, shit, let's get some Bitcoin, nigga. Yeah.
And that's the thing that bothers me is you get people that I hear a lot, and I hear from the other side, and these are the people, like, we'll say the Improv Comedy Club or whatever, and they tell me about these comics locally that will, they'll talk to them as if they owe them something. Like, who dick I gotta suck to get a, you know, spot at the club, you know what I'm saying? Like, they tell me.
I think I know a few of them niggas.
Yeah.
It's a lot of crazy comics in cases.
Bro, and there's the thing, like, I tell them, y'all gotta be humble, man. Like, they work me because, I mean, I turn down stuff too, but they be like, hey, can you do this? Like, I turned it down with Michael Blackson and Joe Torre this weekend, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. But the thing is, they fuck with me because I don't mind to just do it. You know, people, I've heard bad stuff about me, and it's not one person in Kansas City that can say, Bobby J did this to me, or Bobby J said this.
What you heard bad about you?
I mean, I hear stuff because bad people will do things.
Yeah, come on now.
No, listen, I got drilled.
You in here digging.
Right.
It's my turn.
All right, you right. He owe you one.
I would hear stuff because people would do shit, and then they think I'm going to back down. I'm a person that, you know, when I talk to people, let's see it through. You know what I'm saying? We man to man, man to woman, whatever. Let's handle it. But people have ideas about you. Like, I heard people be like, "Oh, Bobby J, arrogant. He ain't gonna do your event." I ain't been at the Improv since October, and that was just by choice. You know, I just said I didn't want to do it. I got a lot of shit on the road, but I've done 2 shows locally. I hosted an event. And they like, throw me the number. It's like, I just do it, man. You know, people that approach you the right way, you'll get the better response out of it. You know, I make money doing shows and got schools and stuff. So when I come home, I'm just like, well, shit, this is love. Like when people say, man, ain't no love in Kansas City. You don't get love locally. I ain't never felt that. Never in my life. I've heard some little shit, but, you know, people gonna hate. But at the same time, I've never felt that. I've never felt like motherfuckers didn't show me love. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think I get a good enough dose of doing comedy and burn the fuck out. People let them miss you. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? But these
you go.
These niggas wondering why they ain't getting work because they arrogant and they think somebody owns something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I've done more than all y'all. And I've never been like, hey, somebody owe me something. Y'all need to give me this. Hey Bobby, can we get you to headline this weekend? Like, all right, cool. Throw it at me, cause I'm at home now. If I gotta leave home and then I gotta fly to Arizona and do fucking comedy, yeah, now the money need to be right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm home. I don't have to travel. I don't have to be away from my family. let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
you home, the number ain't gonna be the same. But niggas, it be a new year, and niggas just because it's a new year. Now my rate 250 just to show up. I'm like, nigga, cause it's a new year, you ain't got no new jokes.
All right, that leads to my next question. Because we way over because this show is so fucking good. But I gotta start wrapping it up. But I gotta ask this question and maybe a couple more. All right, viral videos.
Mm-hmm.
People like Jeremiah Phillips, people like HaHa Davis, and so on and so on. We're now starting to see that trend grow in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Some people, I've been hearing some mixed reviews. Hey, this nigga's getting arrogant, or this nigga's getting this. How do you feel when people get viral videos and when it's not really like on the comic, it's not really even in the comic realm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you did this video, it was a little dramatization of whatever.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you want $10,000 to do stand up, and the video wasn't funny. It was just like maybe the shock factor made it go viral.
Yeah.
Viral.
Yeah. I've always said that being obnoxious is not a talent.
Mm-hmm.
Write that one down.
You gotta understand.
Fuck my career up.
No, you gotta understand that if you ride a wave, that wave is gonna die out.
Mm-hmm.
Real talent is not on a wave. I've seen some of the stuff locally, and some of it I've heard, and none of it. And I'm gonna just be 100% honest. Everything that I've heard in the reviews have not been good.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do one, and then you get a good reaction out of it, you might want to do another one. But at some point, you have to say, how do I convert this from this to this? How do I convert this comedy to, or this video that went viral into stand-up, if this is what I do? So, hope I don't forget. I'm going to try to land this plane on this point. So, when you do that, you get people like, they automatically say, well, I got this amount of views. Now I'm this. Now I'm that. That's the wrong way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out, how do I convert this over from this? Because I've seen some locally where I've seen the videos and I'm like, well, where do y'all go from here?
And that's the way I feel, because when you look at it,
you got 19 niggas in a video. How do they tell who you are?
And being a stand-up comedian, like, the video should be funny.
Mm-hmm.
If you get 25 million views off of, like, and I'm not targeting anyone. I love, like, just the opportunity for you to have 20 million views.
Mm-hmm.
That opens the door for you to promote what you need to promote.
Yeah.
Don't just keep riding. I say, well, in my opinion, I don't think you should just keep riding that way, because that's not your wave.
Right.
Like, you can't get on stage and, I mean, actors, of course, but you got to go to Hollywood for that.
Yeah.
There are no acting opportunities in KC.
Exactly.
So if you acted out a part, whether you were doing this or whatever you were doing, how do you get that to translate into comedy? And when you say something to people like, okay, like I made a post about, okay, monetize your page or monetize those views, if nothing else. 25 million views should not go without paying you something.
Exactly.
Even if you don't get to translate into what you really want to promote, your real occupation.
Absolutely.
But when you say that, then all of a sudden the subliminal post comes, everybody hating. No, I want to see people win, because we can help each other win. We need some people to win around it.
Yeah. So to that point, so I've talked to some of the guys and I've reached out to them personally. First off, I would not want the problem of having 25 million views on anything, because your expectations are really high at that point. That's a lot of views.
A lot of views. It's only 300 million people in the country.
Look, exactly. So you got a quarter of them motherfuckers to watch this shit.
Yeah, because a lot of them are babies.
Yeah.
So the grown people are watching.
Exactly. So I said, and I took my hat off to these guys, because for you to actually be able to do that, I couldn't do it personally. Like, just me doing a video and public is nerve wracking for me. Like just talking, like I'm out here to do that. Like it's nerve wracking for me. But you niggas is out in like malls and Cheesecake Factory and T-Mobile stores and shit. Like, how do you niggas do this?
Which is something I couldn't do, and I applaud them because I keep warrants. Them niggas fucking records must be fresh.
We ain't doing the show this weekend, y'all. Ride like this.
If I go try to do a viral video in Applebee's, I might be locked up over the next podcast.
Yeah, it's over. So this is what I told him. I reached out to him, and I reached out to both groups that do the videos here. And I said, like I was talking to one of them, I was like, look, dog, I'm seeing the end of this coming. This is just me being 100 with them. Y'all need to turn this into a show. Meaning, because it's 19 of y'all niggas in these videos. We don't know who the fuck is who. How y'all gonna get booked? So what y'all need to do is get a couch, get a backdrop or whatever, get y'all some nice cameras, and do a show kind of like ridiculousness. This is one of the ideas I threw them. You need to sit down and have those videos playing and say, How did we do this video? How did the magic happen? Oh, did y'all see this part in the video?
Oh, nigga, you giving them $1 million ideas.
Exactly. Pause it right here.
You leaving here with my phone number. I need ideas, nigga.
Like, it's stuff that we didn't see. It's stuff we didn't see. Like, pause it right here. Hey, you didn't see your old girl right there take off running? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Let people become human at that point. Be vulnerable. Put yourself out there and say, this is who we are and this is how we do it. And people going to say, man, that's dope. Now y'all can go and y'all can get booked at colleges where they will want to actually sit through and y'all can turn this into a show. But they got to understand, they got to get out and see these things happen. The other group,
I totally agree.
The other group, I was like, man, give a balance. Don't just do those type of videos. You got people's attention now. You're getting the followers up. Give them some content that they can walk away with. Because I know, this is how I know if my videos are going to do good. Is when I start getting tags. People tagging like they sister. Bitch, look at this. Like with the Derek Jackson video.
Listen,
like, bitch, look at this. And then
I think that's going to be the topic we wrap up with today. We got to go into that. But keep going.
This is why I'm sitting here cracking up. Because that part where your ass said, oh. I said, that is,
keep going. Let me use the restroom real quick.
Part was fucking hilarious.
That video was funny because at first, when I first watched it, I didn't see the wardrobe changes. I didn't notice the shirts were changing. Like
he wore hats and then I was in a hat.
I'm like, hold on, what the? This nigga is great with editing because that shit was seamless. Like I didn't get it.
He's like, oh, that shit was hilarious. The other video that was hilarious was when everybody was following Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the little boy follow him.
Yeah, when he was in the park on the bench.
That fool said, Daddy. Listen.
And the nigga took off running.
When he started running, I watched that bug like 20 times back to back and died laughing. Ron, do we need to do skits?
Hey, you know what? I really think that's something that we need to get into. Right. I used to be in it, but I didn't put 100% into it.
Hey, when you was on the floor and you was holding that wasn't like that sandwich.
I did the shit out of that first 48 skit.
I said, I'm so fucking done.
But see, you know what? The thing with me is that I think too much. Like, when skits became popular, I got in at the right time. But I turned into Martin Scorsese.
You do.
I made a small movie and nobody had time to watch a fucking 50-minute skit. You know what I mean? I think that's my problem. Like, people grab cameras, they go viral, 5-10 minutes, boom. I'm the motherfucker like, oh, we gonna do a skit? Okay, I'm gonna get the script together. Nigga, there's no reason for the script.
You gotta think about people's attention span. Like, you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, if it's really good, like I said about the podcast too. Like, I like listening to it even back to back. I like listening to it when I'm at work because I'm at work. I'm doing my, reports or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I have time to, and I'm like, oh, I hear more than listening to it if I'm doing, like, if I'm busy doing something and trying to listen to it.
Exactly.
So it's just kind of like you have to pinpoint when to get people's attention. Skits, I could watch a skit in a second, like just checking my Facebook, like, oh, that's funny, that's hilarious.
Exactly.
So yeah, you trying to do a 50-minute?
Yeah, but the time frame has to be right.
You did that little short film, that little indie film.
That's my first indie film.
What video was it?
We did A first 48 reenactment.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
How long was it?
It was close to an hour, man.
No, he did like the whole show.
I did like the whole show. Like I took the first 48, like even the intro, I chopped it up. I had the sound effects, like I had the introduction playing while they were showing like the crime scene. I'm laying on the ground.
It was placed with that sound.
I did it right, but like I said, attention spans are not that long. Like people don't want to see a 50, even if it's done perfectly. They're like, nigga, I got shit to do. Like I gotta get back on Facebook.
You know what? So people told me that when I did the video, I had an idea, and it was the one where me and Kevin Rowe. He was driving the girl car when she dropped off her work.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So people was like, nigga, this video long. It was over 3 minutes long. But I said I knew that I had the cuts and the what's next coming.
Yeah.
I had that because I'm the same way. I don't drop a video unless if it's a skit, unless it's right. You know what I'm saying? I can't just pump out stuff. So my boy hit me up. He's a videographer or whatever. He was like, man, that video too long, bro. I said, no, I got it. Yeah. I'm telling you. And that motherfucker probably, now I put it on my fan page and I put it on the profile page. And it's probably about 8 to 10 million views right now.
It wasn't, see, that wasn't that long to me. Like, I think if you would have did yours, like, cut it up and did it, like, dropped it every week, because I'm starting to see people do that. Like, they'll do a video and they'll be like, to be continued. And you like, and my dumb ass be like, I'm trying to log in to see.
Exactly.
And I'm not even into stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, I want to see what happens. So I think if you would have did something like that, like, seriously, if you would have cut it up, look what R. Kelly did with In the Closet. He was like the first one. There's
like 99 fucking parts to that shit. Yeah, I'm proud of it. Because when I do things, like, this might sound fucking weird as fuck, but when I do things, I want to be satisfied with it. I was satisfied as fuck with it, but it's like I said, people just don't have those long attention spans. You couldn't even upload it on Facebook because it's too fucking long.
But if you would
have to do a YouTube video,
if you would have cut it, you would have been like on your 4th season of the. You'd be like, oh, it's another episode.
I think it was hilarious because I got some of my OGs to be in it. They played. I mean, bro, I had detectives. I went and bought props. We had handcuffs and motherfuckers was. Ty was in it. Oh shit! I had a lot of. I had a staff, bro. I had a script. I had it was probably about 15 people in it.
It was good though. I'm telling you, it was good. Maybe if you share it now to the like page. I'm serious. Maybe you'll get a pop.
Yeah, bro. I think it's really good, but just like I said, the attention span of people is not that long these days. So that's why I probably will have to chop it up. Blah blah blah. I still got it. I still watch it, but
push the envelope though. So for me, like when that 3-minute video, 3.5 minute video came out, we wasn't in the minute Instagram era. Right now, it was Snapchat.
Yeah.
And that was the longest. They didn't have video on Instagram then. And everybody was like doing the Vine videos too, which was like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
6 fucking seconds.
Yeah, so
I never could figure out how people just went viral with those.
That's crazy.
And like continuously did it. All right, I got another question too, but just like earlier you said that certain fans were dying out, blah, blah, blah. One of the first people that I recognized when video started to go viral was King Karan. Yeah. And now it's like you don't really see him. So it's like kind of evidence that the fad will fade out. So what do you think is next for comedy and like people trying to exhibit, like people, like regular people trying to get into the comedy game? Like what do you think will be the next fad? And if you don't want to say it, that's cool. Just tell me after the show so I can get on the shit.
Right. You know what? I wish I knew because we're in a can't beat 'em, join 'em era right now. So as me as a stand-up comedian, I want to be known as a stand-up comedian, but I start doing videos as well. So I kind of dabble with it because it's satisfying in a sense to know that I can do what these young kids are doing, but I can still do my thing on stage. I don't know what the next thing will be, but I think it's going to be, I think what we're going to start seeing is a resurgence of authentic comedians. So, and I have some ideas and I'll tell you what they are, but I think that this wave of what we're dealing with now, people have been so disappointed when they watch their favorites and then they go out and see them live and then they're not funny. So we're like, they're writing off. They fail more times than none. So they're like, okay, we need to stop doing this. So then the regular comics will start to become the big thing. Talking about King Karan, when King Karan came out, he was goofy and silly. But he also had, I guess, sex appeal. He had tattoos over his whole body, and he was doing appearances at clubs.
Calm down, Mianica.
I didn't even say anything.
I heard you. I heard you say something.
I can't say nothing. Y'all can talk about women. I can't say nothing.
Right. You on punishment. So,
I'll sit in the corner.
So what happened with King Karan is King Karan started getting booked to do appearances. And what people thought that they were going to get with King Karan is comedic, funny, joking. What he would do is take his shirt off and just rap songs all day.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yes, this is absolutely the reason why King Karan kind of dipped off, because again, he was doing goofy skits. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then people start booking him to clubs, and he would just rap along with the music, and he was more of a hype man than anything. And then King Karan came out like, dude, I don't do comedy. I can't do comedy. He's like comedy. He respects comedy, so he's not going to try to do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But they like, what is the use for him now? So he was just hot. He was the, hot thing at the time. And that's the way the industry works, man. So we're in fads, but I try not to jump on these fads, man. I'll do them, like I said, with the videos and stuff. I'll do stuff here and there. But even with the Derek Jackson, I told people it was going to be a part 2, and I want to do it, but now like the divorce happened and my life has changed. So the idea is still there, but I just don't have the time, not the time, but the resources for my situation to do part 2. So it'll happen, but
why? Leave it there.
No, it's not going to be the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a mockery of his real life. So I take it into his real life.
This one going to the house.
Yeah. So
I was about to say, hey, you know what? This will be the last topic because we way in. This has been our biggest interview. We like 3 hours in this shit. So it's like this. Time has flown. We've been through so many ups and downs on this show.
Listen while you're at
3 hours and 15 minutes. Y'all gonna have to listen to this whole show. And we only do it once a week, so shit. Listen, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You'll be done with it. The Derek, is it Darren? Derek Jackson?
Derek Jackson.
Derek? Okay.
This fool said.
It's kind of funny. It's funny because like you see a lot of those people like out in the streets, but now all of a sudden one is going viral. Like I'm not saying like false hyping these ladies up, but I just want it's like when a man just comes to a woman and just says, okay, look, all these niggas ain't shit. Whatever this man said to you, even if it's good, it's bad. Exactly. It's like there's no wrong. It's like men do nothing right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those type of people? And obviously we're saying it because you mocked it, but I want to hear your words. So
that's why the shirts I did was like pander wear, because he was pandering to women.
Yes.
Little ass shirt. What was the other shirt? Like, I don't know. But anyways, Derek Jackson, without men, he wouldn't have a platform. If he couldn't degrade men in terms of getting his message across, he wouldn't have a platform, because he doesn't give educational things to women that helps them go out and be better women. Like I always tell people, if I met a woman fresh out of Derek Jackson seminar, she'd be the worst woman ever, because she's going to have a negative perception of men, and she's going to think that what he has to understand is 99% of men are just regular 9-to-5 working guys. He makes those guys come off as being inadequate, as if they're not good enough. Exactly. We don't take our women to Applebee's and all this. Nigga, I took my wife to Applebee's and she loved fucking Applebee's. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my girl just ate Applebee's this weekend. Bianca doesn't like it.
Applebee's is trash.
I love a 2 for $20.
It's fucking garbage. But the margaritas are great.
Listen, matter of fact, me and my baby.
Margarita's great. But a $25 meal.
It's trash.
All right.
What?
But that's
have you ever had the chicken and shrimp?
When I ate meat.
Right.
I have had it.
See, that's the thing.
Shout out to Chili's. Everybody who work at Chili's. I want y'all
it's the same thing.
You know, Chicken Crispers going
Chili's
live.
And Applebee's are the same thing.
Shout out to them. No, Applebee's is like, okay,
it's the same thing.
Listen.
Walgreens and CVS, the same store.
But
Chili's
Walgreens,
and Applebee's
but Walgreens is cheaper, but CVS gives great coupon sale. They have a sale this weekend, guys. If you guys
You're speaking from a woman's point of view.
No, what I'm saying
I
is,
might care about them coupons.
Chili's has, I was mad at Chili's because they got rid of the mozzarella sticks. However, Chili's had chicken crispers.
I like the chicken.
See what I'm saying?
The Chipotle chicken
Listen,
crispers.
stop playing with me.
I'm with you.
That is the reason why Applebee's, nothing on that list is touching their chicken crispers. So that's.
I agree.
All right, let's get back to what he was saying since you
brought
dish
it up.
Applebee's.
And Applebee's is racist as shit. Shut them down.
So here's the thing. Derek Jackson, he doesn't strengthen women. If he wants to come off as empowering, in order to uplift people, you don't need to beat people down. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So what should he say?
What he should say is, first off, he should keep it real, because he talks about one, like we have a pie here. If we have a patty pie, he only talks about one slice of that pie, which is the down low,
Nigga
dirty.
said a patty pie.
Yeah, I just said that.
That boy hungry.
Right.
It's Easter.
He talks about the gutter, the street, the nobody niggas, and that's his whole thing, and that's his whole umbrella. He don't talk about the mechanics, the business owners, the barbershop owners, the tattoo shop owners, the guys that got lawn services and entrepreneurs. He don't talk about those.
Yeah, the niggas that work at Coca-Cola and get paid already money.
Exactly. He don't talk about that. He makes it seem as if, like I said, that regular 9-to-5 dude is not enough. And that's a knock on everybody, because who are you? You see what I'm saying? So Derek Jackson, and then the problem with me is the following. Women, like we talked earlier, women will lose all 5 of their fingers before they realize that, damn, something's going on here. Like his fan base are women that need to hear that boiling water is hot. They that dumb.
Yeah.
When you in your 30s and you're taking entry level relationship advice from Derek Jackson, the problem is you, not niggas. You letting me know that I can run game on you. Like I talk about dating websites and all this, that's weak. That's shooting fish in the barrel. That's easy. So women complain about dating websites. You putting yourself in a position, like we said, you need to get back to the old school where men meet you and get your ass out the house. Talking about you antisocial and all this, but where the men at? Derek, like I said, if me and Derek Jackson sat in the room, I would tear his ass up, because he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He talks about one small thing. What,
Bianca?
I came up with an idea.
What is it?
We should do a show and get Derek Jackson and Bobby James.
He don't want this.
How much that nigga gonna want?
He don't want
First
this
of all,
smoke.
he needs to stand up and take
Derek ain't getting
up
booked.
on what he said.
Derek ain't getting booked nowhere. That's what I'm saying. People like, oh, he's popping. He's selling shirts and T-shirts and a fucking flimsy paperback book with bullshit in it.
What
He
I
ain't getting booked.
What I'll do is I'll say my computer doesn't work. I can't order your cards. However, if
A nigga probably show up down here
I'll be
and
like,
help you with it.
Guess what? The camera talks about, we got a show.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The sad part is I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'm in tune with everyday life. I'm in tune with situations and the psychological aspect. I like how things work. I like how the components come together. That's why when I say stuff about women or the people, it's always from a psychological mindset that make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? I don't throw it and blow it out there and go conspiracy theorists. This is just things that are happening, and it's happening so often that I form an opinion on it, because this is normal with the demographic that I'm speaking about. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. But with Derek, like I said, the dude,
Bianca, be quiet.
he could. What's she doing?
Okay, what I was doing was I was looking, because I've seen some of his videos, but I'm not like Team Jackson.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really do videos.
And that's how I heard it. I heard a few, but people would tag me in them and like, this nigga tripping. And that's what prompted me to do
I didn't even know about the nigga till you did the video.
No, really.
I'm glad he tagged him in it, because I wouldn't have known who the fuck he was talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen him do certain stuff, like do videos, but then I'll listen to it and I'll be like, okay, whatever. He's only telling you the same shit your daddy or, your uncle or your brother should say. However, I'm looking at the titles of and I was trying to take up for him, because I'm the devil's advocate. I'm a Libra. I try to see both sides of everything. Right. However, I'm looking at the titles of his videos and there's nothing I can do. I can't even take up 3 reasons he's still on your mind. You won't have to beg for the love meant for you. Not everyone lost. It's a loose. It's a lost.
Exactly.
Whatever. I can't get behind him because I was thinking maybe he does because I seen your post and I've seen women like go at you. However, I'm cracking up because I'm evil and I laugh. But I'm looking at it, they're like, well, he says stuff about me too, and da-da-da-da-da. So I wanted to take up for him and be like, but he does say certain stuff. But I'm looking at...
But you can't take up for him.
But then here's the thing. I study. The thing about me, the reason it makes me a solid comedian is because I study. I'm very particular, and I do my homework.
Ladies, he reads.
When I read, I study on my own, when I talk about, like we talked about child support, we talk about everything, I throw out statistics that you can go and look at, and this ain't no Google from somewhere. It's a government website.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you what the percentages is of men that pay child support versus women and how often and all this stuff. This ain't me just saying shit. This is me because if I'm walking it, I'm gonna walk it like I talk it. You see what I'm saying? So people don't understand when I say this stuff. I had to go and study this dude to do what I did. And I sat there for like an hour, dude. And I went through like maybe 10 videos. And I was like, okay, let me listen to him. And then I was getting the familiar part of every video. And he, what up, Team Jackson? Yeah, I was just,
I think that nigga made up Team Jackson.
That's
There is
his
no
last
Team
name.
Jackson.
No, there is.
There is?
He's got a lot of followers.
Yeah, but they came at me in my inbox and everything, and I
attacked him.
And the thing is, I respond to everybody because when I think of what I'm going to say, I don't be rambling. I just think of it, and I'm like, I know what I'm about to say to her, and I'm like, you have to make people accountable. And the women that follow him, I said, you're 39 years old, and you're in kindergarten right now, taking kindergarten advice from this man. Well, something's wrong with you. Again, he's telling you nothing advanced. Tell me one thing, if you've seen any of his videos that are advanced that made you say, all it is reassurance. You can be having a good day. You having a good day, your check just hit, your taxes just hit, you had a refund from an overpayment on something, your account a little thicker, you about to go out, you just dropped your son off to the grandma, you about to kick it, and then you watch his video, and his video sets you back mentally because you like fuck niggas and all this and these niggas. Like, this dude is not telling you nothing past that small slice of pie. Yes, there's ain't shit niggas. Yes, there's ain't shit women. But if you just focus on them, why he can't give anybody else credit? That's what I'm saying. He's never giving men credit. You might see the status or the title, and it might come off as balance. What men really want. And he'll start off, yeah, ladies, men like this. But the nigga still ain't shit. And he'll start off balanced, but then he go off into dogging niggas out.
I actually started watching his videos, and you were exactly right. Like, eventually you're going to have to give people credit.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can't just knock every man is not the same.
Yeah.
We have similarities, yes, but you can't just put everyone in a box.
Exactly.
Like what about the niggas that do work at Coca-Cola?
You know what?
What about the niggas that do make a decent amount and bust overtime like a motherfucker? On the weekends, they doing nothing but being with a woman. That's it.
But think about this.
Until this podcast, my whole weekend, we would just be in this motherfucker watching TV.
But think about
a regular couple.
Think about this, bro. And I don't mean to keep this going because we almost at 4 hours, I'm pretty sure. But here's the thing.
I'm going to cut this into 2 parts. They both going to get downloaded because we've been going.
Yeah, we've been going. So here's the thing, bro. With men like you that work what may sound like a simple job because everybody got a can of Coca-Cola and they think, well, I got this job in my hand, but they don't understand what it pays. Jobs like that forces men to lie because we're not in a society of accepting a man that's not like doing something cool. Like working at Coca-Cola or Kellogg's don't sound as cool as being a promoter or a rapper or whatever the case may be. So here's the thing. When women look at what men say, we gotta lie in a sense because we gotta figure out how to make it work. How to like a dude that work, niggas that work at Deaf and Ball making money. You on that back of that trash can or trash truck, you really making money.
Yeah.
But if I met you and we in the club, we vibing, we 2 drinks in, you're like, so what do you do?
I throw trash, baby.
I'm be like, yeah, I'm a waste technician. You like, oh, okay, you don't know what the hell that is. But I just lied to you.
Not all women.
Because you're going to be driving down the street one day and be like, is that Tony on the back of that motherfucker? This nigga that lied to me.
And you're going to delete everything.
If I said I'm a trash man, that don't sound cool, do it?
I dated a trash man for a year.
But did he tell you he was a trash
No,
man?
he did.
I'm a disposal
Like,
technician.
Did he holler at you when he was tossing the trash? And you just knew?
No. This was no. Seriously, it's he made good money. Like for real. Like he because I'm looking at it like this.
Women only want a man with $100,000 chain on right now.
Look.
That mug be from the hair store and it's turning green. Talking about them diamonds show is popping off, ain't they?
Right.
Like, no, that is not true.
Nigga, you had 6 diamonds fall out on this date. Nigga, something's going on.
But if she love you, she'll pick them up and put them back in a little Ziploc bag.
And glue them motherfuckers back in.
Right.
Don't even worry, baby. You ain't gonna be embarrassed with me. You know I got you.
Hey y'all, look. As much as if y'all got something to say, I'll wait.
Yeah.
But as much as I want to just keep this shit going, just kidnap this nigga.
This is a great one.
And just keep on going. I'm going to probably have to break this up into 2 parts, but this has been an episode of Urban Absurdity
Yay.
with OG Ron, I couldn't remember my name, Bianca Brown, and our special guest, Bobby J. Y'all make sure y'all check it out, listen to both parts. If y'all this far, then you've already listened to the shit.
Like the page, share the page, man.
Yeah, like, share, comment, and send hate mail to Bianca Brown.
All come to me. That's why.
We are out.